Ow! Peace and blessings of the Most High, the boundless omniverses, multiverses, tri-verses, dual verses, and universes be upon you all. The earshot and eye shot of the God. It's your friendly neighborhood Pharaoh Riser, Shep Sees Tuamu Tefa Moon. And welcome to another episode of Revision Radio, where we seek, analyze, and break down right knowledge, wisdom, overstanding, right thinking, right reasoning, right action from the third eye point of view. Bong, bong, bong. We Wild Out Wednesdays today, y'all. Usually, we be trying to shoot this Wellness Wednesday. It's Wild Out Wednesdays. Ooh. Because, we got to get over the hump. They want it to be Hump Wednesday. We ain't on it. This is my Varnell Hill show. Did you miss me? What's up, family? What's happening? Yo, man. We trying to do some things, man. You know what I'm saying? We tried to do some things. We was busy. We was exhausted. It was a lot of swine and spam in the social media airwaves. So, we kind of got out of the way while they was running around talking to supreme foolishness. Right back when you saw what's going on. God, Ronald Newton, how you been, family? Appreciate you for joining me today. Apologize for my MIA situation. You know what I'm saying? But we on deck. We back. We ready to rock. Let me call this some peoples. We calling this some peoples. Y'all come through. Ooh. Yo, man, I want to say this too, man. Without doubt, without question, that I am a student teacher of the master teacher. The master of masters, because everybody want to be a master teacher. All of a sudden, the biters, the followers, the followers of this. A lot of the subpar teachers want to claim that their teachers are master teachers, but whatever. Anyway, I'm a student teacher of Pandabab Yanun, all right, Munbab Yanun. The master teacher, His Excellency, Dr. Malachi Komina Zodak Yok Okran. And I stand firm, ratib, unshakable, because we standing on the facts. Hakakal, hakakat. That he is innocent of all charges and accusations, slanders, and lies against him perpetuated by those who are agents of enemy institutions, those who are agents of his own family and bloodline, those who are agents, like in the Matrix agents, all of the above. They run around on their campaigns. But I'm letting you know, we standing right by the God. We not moving, we holding the line. Knowledge is infinite. Let me tell y'all that, man. The truth is, the truth, man. Everybody want the truth till it's knocking on the door. That's all I'm saying. When the truth knock on the door, whew, man. So if y'all ready, family? Because we got a lot of work to do. And we at the end of the game. This is the end game. And we got a lot of work to do. So I'm here. So if y'all rolling with me, man, we gonna roll. Let me send out a couple of invites, yo. I appreciate y'all, man. Again, for rolling, we got today. We got some things we want to read, want to cover. We want to talk about some stuff that's been taking place in what's that social media world. I'm giving some invites out. So anybody got any questions, anything they want to build on, throw it at me. If I can answer it, I answer it. If I can't, I'm gonna let you know. I don't know what you're talking about. Did I see I see him? Yeah, I see him. Okay. Yeah, I'm sending out joints. Matter of fact, the brother, the elder Pamukdal Silas, I need you to contact this other elder for me when you get this, through the pipeline. Who that? Throwing it out there. I ain't see my peoples in a minute, so I, you already know. Yo, so what's going on, Zamal? Talk to me, Ronald. How you been, beloved? What is woo. All right, let me start off by naturally. I sent the few shout outs out. So now let me start off by reading first from the calendar of my cool daily word from the Grand Chief of the Yamasi. What's today? October what? 6. Damn, I went from last time we said it was September, son. Yo. God said, let this prayer be heard by all. I am sorry. God is apologizing. Let this prayer be heard by all, he said. He said, I'm sorry. You know, Bible, I explained like my position on how I view the master, right? Like him, I view the master like artificial intelligence. And being that he like artificial intelligence, it's like a lot of things, even though he was filled with so much information and they used him as a vessel to download, it was so many earthly things that's what's up, God, standing firm. Oh man. Yo, listen, I told y'all, right? I'm gonna say it. So what I told y'all my wife and I, we had bought some alkaline water, right? And it was contaminated. I mean, it got stuff swimming in it and everything. It looked crazy. Yo, do you know that no lawyers want to talk? No, the lawyers do not want to represent. So that's what we've been going back and forth, going to different law firms, talking to lawyers all over the. Yo, it's crazy. I think like the businesses out here got these people paid off, because we looked up the region where we bought the water from, and within the last 4 or 5 months, it's been like 3 or 4 major lawsuits, hundreds of millions of dollars. And now these dudes is acting, they want to front on us. We got the bottled water sealed. We got two bottles of the water that we actually drank from. My wife drank from one, I drank from another one, right? Because we try to drink a gallon of water every day. So, and then we got the 2 other bottles that we didn't drink from. But you can see, if you put them up to the light, you can see these things is contaminated. And so now I don't know, man. We about to call it EPA. We about to call up the government, see what's up with these peoples, what's their stance on it, and we going from there, man. Wow. So yeah, we was trying to work that out. We did the People's Festival with Bob Marley. Bob Marley was like 25th anniversary or something, like 27th anniversary of the People's Festival. I think so too, God. I think they paying a little couple of $100,000 to these firms to not represent people because they're gonna lose millions if they do. I think that's the game. So we might have to go outside of the state and bring in outside lawyers and all that here because we got the water. It's a whole alkaline. Listen, we should be able to sue the alkaline water company because of the whole manufacturer situation and the supermarket that's been selling it. That's two lawsuits. And I don't know what's going on. Word. So yeah, so we was trying to make something happen with that. We still working it. I'm gonna read a couple of these joints. Here you go. This is another prayer from Baba. This is from the back of the wave, our tone wavelength A. Yaye Nataru, Satat Asmua Lini. Yaye Nataru, Satat Asmua Lini. Anuke Korad Kum Asmuani. Yaye Nataru, Satat Akbulni. Nakuk, Nadui Salafuni, Li Nasar. Yaye Nataru, Akfuzni, Bi Kale, Shaye At Munanu Pamudwawu. Onatharu, please listen for me. Onatharu, please listen for me. I am yours, child. Hear me. Onatharu, please accept me. I call my ancestors for help. Onatharu, guard me by way of you all, by way of all things from the evil ones. God, not only I got proof, we did a video. I put the bottle to the light and recorded all the stuff swimming in the joint and sent them the video. I'm like, bro, what is the question? There's nothing supposed to be inside no water. And he's, oh, I'm sorry, we're not gonna be able to take them. I'm like, what? What are y'all doing? What's happening? Nah, bro. Yeah, it definitely sounds like some payoff stuff is happening. Well, here go another one. I depart you all with this. Know you all's ancestors. Link towards you all's ancestors. Respect you all's ancestors. Call on you all's ancestors. Exalt you all's ancestors. Live by way of you all's ancestors. Remember you all's ancestors. Divine love is for you all's ancestors. Become one who is an ancestor. That's another joint from the master. What's the day? Another word for the day. Another word for the day. Just want to let y'all know these joints right here is about to be in a cosmic shop. 25 cosmic shop. Holla at me. Oh, boom, boom. It's Pharaoh Apparel joints. We popping. You heard me? We popping. Talk to me. The big size is 30. Don't play with me. Big niggas come over here. You shed 25, beloved. No. What's this? The 6? Yeah, it's the 6. Oh, this one is by this is for the revolutionary joint. Calendar Revolutionary Daily Thoughts, right? And this is from Ida B. Wells. Out of their own mouths shall the murderers be condemned. Whatever the reason, whatever the source, consistently, historically, Europeans have demonstrated that they understand that they are our enemy. They have committed full genocide against uncountable people. People extinct based on a bloodlust built into some psychotic whim of white superiority. They have slaughtered others to the point of decimation, taking whatever enticed them into their perverted homes as acts of scientific charity. They have reduced whole populations to slavery, killing their minds, bodies, and spirits in the process. They continue to use humanity for target practice, using the most destructive weaponry imaginable by minds driven mad by mirrors that cannot lie. They have even killed the aliens they have yet to encounter. That most of us focus on helping Europeans change into something they are not should tell us something about what most of us do not know. The mentally damaged will find ways, even in the light of truth, to excuse the crimes and gain the approval of those they love to fear, even if it means the blatant denial of their birthright and disrespect of their ancestors. If only we had the time to get them to see the error in their ways, their short-sighted vision of our enemy. If only we had the time, but we do not. They will just have to become courageous enough to follow what they see warriors do on their own or lose their place. Affirm, I do not have the time to show those who want to die how to live. I do not have the time to show those who want to die how to live. Oh, that's phenomenal, bro. Because so many of our people are killing themselves to be amongst the enemy. So many of our people would rather, the judicial system. Roll back, huh, fools? What's up, God? Don't think I was trying to ignore you. We was driving. Excuse me. Yeah, the Jew system, absolutely. We need our own system. We have our own system. The master established our own system. We have to pick it up. We have to push on the master system that he gave us, that he's set up for us. You got so many people that's pushing the system that the master set up, but nobody that claims to be walking with the master. I really can't understand it. I have no idea. Matter of fact, let me see if the God want to come on. Yeah, you just got me hyped. We about to talk about some things. Word up. This ain't even scheduled for the show, but I'm hyped now. so I'm about to holler and see if the brother want to roll through. Let me see. What he called me under? He called me under a different name. Yeah, that's a fact. Yahya Patah. What name you called me under? I'm looking for your name right now. I'm about to call you. I'm about to hit you. See and see if you want to come up here and talk that talk. See what we want to do. Oh, I gotta hit Joe's back, Kenny, Jovan. Yeah, man. Like, it's so crazy, man. The people, I don't know, bro. All right, I'm gonna change this because I don't know him by his name. Let me see. Add to the contacts. Update. Add to the contacts. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, family. Nah, man. Trying to. Yeah, it's popping now. We about to get it going. We about to get it going. Yeah. Send me your email. All right. So y'all heard, hold up. I got some more stuff to read. Listen, this is basically like almost like an open night tonight, man, because I came on here because I missed the peoples. I was like, did you miss me, man? I'm here. Let's rock out. Let's rock out. We rocking out. Let me see. Sacrifices. Did I read all this? This was a lot. I see doorway to Yanoon is real. You know that doorway to Yanoon is the what they call that, mama? When they do the calligraphy, it's calligraphy for Paut. When you see the doorway to Yanoon is the calligraphy of Paut. Yo, so I seen another show over there, Tahaka. Tahaka is looking to trying to shoot straight concerning the master, and I commend him on that. But what he's going to experience, he's already started, is the bloodlust of people, the bloodlust of the people who just want to see Baba hang. He's going to experience the bloodlust of people who just want to see Baba hang. The bloodlust of people who just want us out of the way to give the population absolutely nothing. They have nothing to give. Even a lot of the brothers that I'm peeping that are in position to change things, they don't have a culture. All they got is the European indoctrinated cultures and sciences to give our people. They don't have nothing. You got dudes that's in position to free the whole goddamn country of niggas. But they don't got no culture, no doctrine to give them. They got the same old, same old. They got the paperwork in it. They got positions. I mean, they got position, internationally recognized positions. But they don't got no doctrine. Baba got the culture. But you know how niggas is. Niggas get in position. They think they can move past the master. Nah, this nigga the master for real, bro. He a master for a reason. God is real all the time. God is real. Yeah. Rahul back, Kamos. Yeah, we setting it out. We out here. Oh, matter of fact, let me see if y'all might get a treat. Let me see something. Let me see. I don't be doing it like this, but we about to try. Let me see if I could do something. Bong. Let me see. Mama, that email I sent you, did you put it up, upload it into your files yet? Of course not. Hold on, I'm trying to share something with y'all, family. Hold up. Huh? Could have been did that, Mama, if that's what I wanted to do. What you talking about? See, I be getting that. I get all that. Okay, I'm closing this. Y'all see my screen? Y'all don't see my screen, right? Natural nature. Let me see something. I'm on mama's screen now. I said the same. You know what it is? I'm trying to let y'all hear some music. Trying to let y'all hear some music. For Pharaoh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I got Black Rage up here. How many of y'all heard that Dear Baba? Y'all heard that Dear Baba? You hear that, Mama? Yo, that's me experimenting. Yo. Hold up. Hold up. Huh? Street sharing tomatoes, street sharing computer. I don't want it like that. Yo, talk to me, family. What y'all been up to? What's happening, man? How many of y'all slipping and sliding? Yo, we just ran into like two Sabians talking crate. Huh? You said you heard the music, Kafuz? Did you hear like you hear me like from the outside, or you heard it from the? All right, let me see. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna play it. Let's see. I'm gonna play it. Let me see what's up. This is what is it? Unconditional. That's what this is. All right. You know I had to do some neo soul stuff back then. Stop acting up. Yeah. Now your loved one. You was just to make it right, brothers. You was just to make it right. No, I'm not perfect, no. I made my mistakes, no. But all I want is love and goodness. Yo, if y'all can hear this, man, put 9 up there. Yeah. If y'all can hear it, put a 9 up there, y'all. It's that exclusive, unconditional love. Yeah. Mama said there was some things I need to overstand about relationships between a woman and a man. Men give up love for sex. They attracted to the physical, gratifying and lust for flesh. And women give up sex for love. They seek a deeper connection. And to get it, they be giving it up. She said she was grooming me to be the type of man that gives up love for love, fulfilling nature's plan. I admit I done broke a few hearts on my journey. Thought it was a joke or two, took time to learn me. A God to know that women's hearts are frail, like the most precious and delicate Fabergé eggshells. I take the blame for all the things I failed. Got me back in the game, helped balance my scales. You're a goddess that deserves to be loved and wiped up. Taking rose petal baths, massage and light touch. Come on, sure. Yeah. It's exclusive. They ain't even out yet, y'all. Let's go. I shook. Woo! 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 Yeah, listen, I'm giving it up. Real eyes, realize and realize unseen myths like sunsets and sunrise. Way more than sex complex when we vibe, though I know the vortex lies between your thighs. You resist because you was hurt in the past, so you think that we can't work and we won't last. Doubt keeping you trapped in illusion and fear. Yesterday is gone, mama, and tomorrow ain't here. Just the eternal now when I'm digging your style. Love, making you laugh, memorizing your smiles. Listening to all your dreams and thoughts. Got 100 ways to make love to you, girl, without intercourse. Heavy mental, since I first seen your temple. Too black to blush, so I just flash my dimple. So the soulmates never meant to be alone. Predestined like XX and XY chromosomes. I'm in the zone. Woo! Yo, you know there's 3 types of love, man. There's Ashuk, it's Shaoub, and it's Habub. Habub is like that love that you have for your companion, your friend. Shaoub is that daughter love. Unconditional, y'all. But Ashuk, that's that unconditional love. That divine love, that eternal love. I want that I shook, y'all. No, I'm not perfect, no. I made my mistakes, no. But all I want is love and conditional. Love and conditional. I don't deserve it, no. But it would be worth it, all I want is love and conditional. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know, man, we gonna shoot the video. If y'all ready to come out, you know, y'all all invited. Y'all all invited. Yeah. That's that exclusive. Yeah, we gonna unconditional, you know what I'm saying? That's the I shook. That's the vibe we on, beloved. That's what we do. You know, just, you know, we want to put that energy out there to the people. You know, that's how I'm feeling. Y'all felt that? Exclusive. Yeah. Yeah, that got my energy. I'm charged up now. Yeah, so periodically I'm gonna play some exclusives. So this is what happened. Let me tell you. So on the Brother Tahaka Bay show, right? Again, the brother's taking a good position. I love his position insofar as he's giving the storylines equal airplay. Okay. So, you know, I mean, of course, I don't agree with everything, and that's my position. You know, we got the facts. We know the situation. You know, a lot of people are just getting introduced, and they've been introduced to the master situation in the tribe through the slander and the campaigning of the enemies, right? So the brother says I don't know anything. He said, I don't know anything. I'm getting it all as we go. But I think everything needs to be heard. Cool. We with that. Because we know why? Because we got the facts. See, no, everybody else want the sensationalism. They don't want nobody to listen to everything on both parts. They don't want nobody to listen to that. They want the sensationalism. That's why Chucky Morgan and them, he went and got Yakub and Aaliyah and all that other for the sensationalism. See, they want to go there. They don't want to deal with the details and the facts of the situation. They want to deal with hearsay and how I feel and I think this and, from what I heard. And they want that. They don't want the facts and the facts and the facts. They don't want that. They don't want nothing to do with those things. So that's just one of the, So anyway, so he had a dude up there, brother called himself Yahshua Bar Dawid. That's what he called himself. Yahshua Bar Dawid. Talking about he's the successor of Baba Yanun of Naya Malakazadak York El, Nubian Islamic Hebrew, Nuwapian Nation Moors. This is literally what he's saying. He said this. And he's running around teaching basically the Islamic / Moorish school. So a brother posted his build while he was up there talking about absolutely, God. Facts always. Rahubat Moisa, Rahubat Teti, I see you. Rahubat Israel. Atun. Yeah, facts overcome sensationalism. But here's the problem, God. Listen, a well-dressed lie will outbeat a raggedy truth. And you know what I'm saying? Damn near every time. You know what I'm saying? So if the truth is weak insofar as the people standing for it, if assumptions and presumptions versus rebuttals and assertions, so you have to assert something in order for it to be established and be judged upon. So if there's no assertion, if nobody's counteracting the assumptions and the presumptions, because all these dudes is on a campaign, because the situation with Baba was the beginning stages of the social media public lynching campaign. It was the beginning stages of that. And he said that. He said, if y'all don't do something now, they're going to come after everybody like this. They're not going to need any evidence because it's not about facts. It's about sensationalism. Oh, of course he was doing. Why would the victim? We with the victims. All right, where they at? I'm saying it again. Where they at? See, they might want to talk like that. You got David Noel. Okay, bring him out. It's hard to yell with the recantment in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Bring him, but because his mama and them had charges on him. So he did what he had to do to protect his mother and his sister. Yeah, but he recanted. Who else? His sister. His sister is who else? Habiba recanted. You see what I'm saying? So these people recanted their statements because they made their statements under threat, duress, and coercion. So anyway, that's why I played the music, because the brother was online. Somebody posted the brother talking about how he's the Khalifa of the master teacher. And I literally posted underneath. I said, that nigga crazy. Right? So for some reason, he was offended. And I was like, damn, I ain't offend nobody. All I said was the facts. Right? So he's like, oh, I'm crazy, but you a poet, you a rapper, but I'm crazy. I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm an MC. I get busy. Like, what are you talking about, Holmes? I get busy, beloved. Right? So I say, you know what? Let me see if I can play some music on a joint. I'm gonna play some music. Like, I get busy. I got joints. I get busy. I mean, frankly, like, you know. Now, quite be honest, everything ain't lovable lullabies neither. I done smacked a couple of niggas' heads off their shoulders in some songs. I'm not from a place where everybody run around just giving hugs and doing cheek to cheek and all that. What they do that 3 years sooner. I ain't from that place. I don't. Yeah. I told you, holy hoodies. That's why I'm from that place. Said holy hoodies. I'm saved though. I'm saved. I've been saved by the master. And it was back. How many of y'all got this joint here though? Very important. I'm gonna read something from here. Yeah, so I put that information out there about this brother because I want to let y'all know that you got a bunch of charlatans out here, right? You got charlatans. We just can't do nothing for you. You know what we trying to do? Like go to Brother Petty down the dial over there at nupu.org, and even Muspatu, Assassin and them. I mean, they be bugging sometimes, but it's better than dealing with these other niggas that's out there in them streets. You know what I'm saying? At least it bring you around to the doctrine. You know, and matter of fact, another thing about Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm looking to establish. Let me tell you this. I'm thinking about doing a show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Bomb, right? Let me tell you why. Petty has a class on Tuesdays, nupu.org from 7 until. I'm saying, look, we don't want to split everybody go to Petty's class at nupu.org. I'm with that. Everybody go to Petty's class. Myself included, anybody we all going to Petty's class, nupu.org on Tuesdays from 7 until. On Mondays, the brothers have Tomb and them got a class on Clubhouse on Mondays, like from 8 o'clock until. I'm like, yo, everybody go pop. This is how I think. I don't know how nobody else think. I can't concern myself with that. All I know is how I'm thinking. I'm like, this is about spreading and replacing. And the Mukasu and them 6 ether forces want to put us against each other. We masterminds. That's not happening. So I'm saying, look, let's everybody go on Mondays. Even though you might not see brothers on other channels shouting me out, telling everybody to come to hear me over here at Revis Radio. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, Anuki, Pafef, Anuki. You know what I'm saying? I am that I am. So that's just what it is. So I'm trying to get everybody to go to the Clubhouse, the Sabine class on Clubhouse from 8 until on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we go down to Petty, nupu.org. Everybody go down to nupu.org to get that class in. And then Wednesdays and Saturdays, we rock out crazy, right? Sunday, we go over there to Muspatu. Yo, but this is just the start. This not concrete. It's just the start. Yeah. What class is that? On Sunday, right? You said during the week there's a class, Israel? I thought the class was on Sunday. So we could get one of the again, it's about pool, everybody working together. So stuff like that. Yeah, they do. I knew that. I'm trying to see what day that class is. I know they teach class on Sunday. So, and their class is early in the daytime on Sunday. Let's keep that in mind. It's throughout the day. And Muspatu, yeah, it's on Sundays. That's what I'm saying. So they have the day and then the night, go to Muspatu or Assassin, and then one of the other days. But around here, between Yarmany and Westwood, we call that a little 2020. Yeah. 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 Oh, I was hype over. I had read some of this other day. I'm gonna read it again though. We're gonna read because we gotta be reminded, man, because it's gonna come to something like this because niggas move late. We always want to move late. We don't move when we got the time. Nigga, we had 30 years to get ready. And what we gonna do? We gonna wait till the last second. Because that's what niggas do. Okay? So let me read how it's gonna go down. Because niggas is gonna be late. Niggas don't know how to move early. So this is how it's gonna go down. Right? This is from Kadesh Lawahat, the Holy Tablets, right? Yes, it's out of print. Yes. All of the religious stuff is outdated. The Masonic stuff is not outdated. The Leviathan stuff is not outdated. If you see, that's the Furkan. See, when people talk and they tell, oh, this is outdated. Yes, in general. But the Furkan, Baba, man, I don't want to get into it. Oh, here we go again. Oh, tapping in. Ooh, niggas is tapped in. So this is that part of the human beast, right? When it's talking about the proton formation, right? Y'all remember that part? Bro, niggas ain't asked Bob about this. This is where it's at. So he's talking about, I'm gonna start from page 634. I don't care about Illuminati. I don't care. Middle finger, F y'all. Okay. The keys to future luminaries are called the ancient. At this time, the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek. We would be the ancient Egyptian order now, and or basically who we are now as Sabians, United Sabians worldwide. Are electromagnetic forces. These forces affect the rhythms of life and the appearance and extinction of species within the Earth's magnetic field. The higher evolution will give a better understanding of how electric forces alter biological rhythms. This will allow us, Nagaru, in this conscious time zone to receive whole light beings who will give instruction of the next ordering of the evolution in our universe. The key speaks of how the Earth species has a direct light arc. This direct light arc focus, which controls its biological rhythms. We will soon learn that our life system is not directly dependent upon the solar magnetic field to regenerate their biological rhythms. A new source of light is now reaching our solar system, and it's interpenetrating Earth's magnetic field, altering the biological rhythms. Its color is emerald green, light contrary to the amber and red light. This is forcing the species to leave behind its old time cell of perception on, yeah, man, this is heavy, on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. This must take place before the species can go into a new time cell of consciousness. So before we could leave, this is before we could go to the next dimension, to our sister, the sister or twin planet to Earth in the other dimension, or go to risk, or before we can make that move to whichever planet, whatever star system, wherever we qualify to go to, that this must take place before the species can go through a new time cell of consciousness. As the arcs of light begin to change, a different light force is beginning to work with the electromagnetic forces. This is causing the magnetic fields of the brain cavity to be sufficiently raised to a higher mental frequency, allowing the God, I'm replacing Size with the God, to receive whole light beings, Etherians, upon the reinsertion of the barytheric gland and the reactivation of the supreme melanin. This is happening through the mafkuzet. Once the mafkuzet starts to secrete through the system, it starts a chain reaction. It has previously been thought that the light forces of the Earth's magnetic field control the rhythms of life of all biological species and all living cells need only the light of our own portion of the electromagnetic spectrum to survive. The garter will have the brain of an electromagnetic computer and will be forced to adapt to an enlarged electromagnetic spectrum. The new electromagnetic frequency is an astrobiological threshold by itself. Your sun, by virtue of being a variable star, will be seen as having great limitations for future evolutions. This will be seen by a visible exchange of the solar polarity fields and by the magnetic mapping of inner solar magnetic lines rotating faster than the surface of the sun. These changes will also affect the rotation of Saturn. This will be seen as a periodic effect, which will be noticed in the activity of the band of Saturn, called its rings. These changes, these changes are the result of new biological light that controls being introduced by the new administrative order in conjunction with the Council of Nine Ether. These changes are necessary to prepare our mortal evolutions to overlap with whole light beings of advanced creation in the evoluting of new astral mutations. So this is in preparation for us to transcend or ascend and come in meeting and joining, what's that, cocoon, right, with the Etherians. New astral mutations will take place where new magnetic lines bring about the balances in the energy coupling from a proton-electron-proton grid to an electron-proton-electron grid. So not just turning this is basically talking about the electrical charge of turning your physical and spiritual body inside out, which was the purpose of the Maharaj. The Maharaj was in preparation. A lot of those rituals on Tamaray was in preparation, but of us becoming more and more spiritual and less physical. See? So the proton-electron-proton grid, right, is the original. That's what we're starting at. And so the electron is boxed in. So now now we're in the physical. So now we got to switch that to a electron-proton-electron grid. And that would be the physical trapped inside the spiritual body. It'd be flipping yourself inside out, your energy bodies. I mean, you have 9. We spoke about that the other day. I think the 9 principles of the human being, and go into that. But before we get into a lot of that stuff, we got to go over the 9 reasons to be unwappy or Sabian and not one of them other niggas. We're gonna talk about that too. All right. Here, the bioenergy field of the body inherits a new electron and positron pair, and the blood circulatory system inherits a new magnetic lines of force. The ionized field around the blood cell loses its proton-electron-proton relationship to a new electron-proton-electron field as the life form is moved into the next phase of the electromagnetic spectrum. In other words, Nagata will be able to participate in higher evolutionary worlds because his hemoglobin chain will shift with his phylogenetic tree to a new system of balance whereby a singular or group. In order for Nagata to work with the next electron orbital level of the universal mind, Papaut, the molecular density level will have to become less dense and grow more transparent. Enocytes must be Nagata must be completely remade anew by going through energy grids that control his present biological arrangement so that he can be revitalized into new grids of attunement. The Nagata must go through the energy grid controlling cell division to his biological level of organizations. A planetary biomagnetic grid controlling a collective species of evolution. When Nagata go through these energy grids, they will activate the new magnetic fields and they will displace his old planetary biorhythms. Contrary to what present-day geneticists say, the ultraviolet radiation will be controlled and it will not destroy the sensitive genetic code or the coded melanin. It has already been claimed that ultraviolet radiation, when applied to the DNA at specific intensities, causes thymine to dimerize. When embryonic growth is placed in an artificial environment, which is subject to prolonged current magnetic injection, the former embryonic magnetic lines of force in the body can be changed. Through this process, the whole body can biomagnetically be recoded and to adapt to a new biological environment, new planet, to adapt to a new planet without ever having to experience pain according to the human physiological network. This process uses a fifth circulatory system, which opens the pain coding mechanism and properly realigns the blood, lymphatic, and nervous circulatory systems to function in a different biological environment. This is done in the event that a transfer of the species to a new environment is necessary for the survival of the Nuwapians beings, right? Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna go more. So Bob is so he again, man. This is done. This is a case of emergency, right? Hold up. There's another one. It says in order for Nagata to work with the next electron orbital level of the universal mind, or all power, the molecular density level will have to become less dense. You have to become less physical, more spiritual, more agreeable, less disagreeable. The planet Earth is controlled by disagreeable forces that keep the gravity. It's like it keeps everything here. This is a prison, right? They literally on some Skynet stuff right now, to the point where they're trying to trap Nanar, and them is trying to trap spirits and souls that's trying to leave the planet. That's how serious it is. Skynet. So I'm gonna read a little bit more. Let me see something, because I see something that's needed. All right, so boom, boom, boom. Your molecular density will have to become less dense and grow more transparent in order to participate in multi-dimensional realities. Nagata must completely be made anew. Thus, you have Nuwapians or new beings. Specifically, Nagata must go through the energy grid controlling cell division at biological level of the organization. Before the larger electromagnetic change happens, Nagata will also understand how new growth effects will be the result of electromedicine, which uses electromagnetism. Nagata, by using the light surgery of electromagnetic penetration into bone marrow, they will be able to create new bone growth. Your planet is no different than any other form of life that must renew itself. It is like an energy molecule going through renewal and being restored to a new existence. This is called entropy of Gaia. All of this must be understood, that you may, through the ancient Egyptian order, or the science of Wusabat, raise your density level and stimulate your melanin to awaken dormant energies of divine, making it impossible for you to be enslaved mentally. This will help you create what is called psychic self-defense. Important be it, the distinction. I'm gonna stop right there. That's going. Bob, Baba, he ain't got no respect for English. He ain't got no respect for English, like transitional words and stuff like that. Just one thought, bang, say that. Yeah, God. Just like with the Skynet, that's a fact. Rattle back, beloved. Oh, yeah. We on it. We on it, your massy, we on deck. Uh-oh, hold up. Who is that that popped in? Got you, God. I see you. Yeah, I'm being nosy. Somebody popped in. Yeah, so I'm giving you that. That's so what happens is there's another part in here that I love that part. But there's a part that I was looking for where the master was saying that, like, in case of emergency. That's too much, God. Nah, bro. We listen, and that wasn't even what I wanted to read. Yo, here go another joint that's fire, right? This is crazy. Um, the pituitary gland produces the hormone serine, a green substance that filters the chlorine through the body and activates the melanin. Serene, we gotta get back to that. That serene ties into the mouth couzette. Yeah. Stimulating the nerve fibers in the hippocampus area of the brain that opens the higher senses. With this removed, he became maimed. So I was looking for there's a part that talks about any event. It's around here. It's still around here. He was like any event that we're blocked, right? That they're gonna activate us, whether we ready or not. So they're gonna activate us because it's about preserving the species. And he's like, they don't want to move like that because a lot of us was not going to make it because our nervous systems is not going to be ready because we didn't do the necessary preparation and exercises and rituals in order to raise up in degrees and vibrations. So being that we didn't do those things, it's amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Mom. Yeah, man. So I wanted to get that out. Anybody? Oh man, when I was reading, something popped in my head. I should have said something about it then. Oh, yeah, God. We gotta start, yo. We gotta start getting into all levels of this doctrine, yo. Let's just say it like this: there's nothing that the master gave us that's not useful, right? To some degree. I would just say it like that. It's nothing that the master gave us is not useful to some degree. I'm saying, and so now, like, definitely we got to stay on our wusabat, right? But in addition to that, we're gonna have to start studying. We're gonna have to start studying that stuff that Bob was talking about when you open these books. Stuff I'm talking about. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start talking about this government of retained sovereigns, indigenous, aborigine, natives. Y'all gonna have to start studying that. Now, it was, God, it was. But you have to understand as far as maiming to it, it also happened during the time frame. It was necessary in order for us to be subjected during the spell. How could them savages be able to hold us hostage under the spell if we had the pituitary gland? You know, it would be impossible. It's damn near impossible without it. You know? Boom, 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 boom. Recall, memory recall from past lives. There was a book dealing with that. Yeah, man. Like we really, really gotta get into this. Start studying, man, because you got people out there and they're stealing our stuff, y'all. And I mean, ain't got nothing. Everybody gotta do what they do, bro. I'm just trying. I'm giving y'all a shout out, letting y'all know Bob ain't do all this for nothing. And you got a bunch of people out there utilizing things that he set up and taking people away from the culture and the spiritual system. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure y'all come through tomorrow because we got some things happening. Yeah, we're gonna walk through. We got some things happening. We're gonna walk through memory lane. Anybody got nothing to say? Anybody got any questions, comments, statements? Okay, I'm on, y'all. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, actual potent facts. And remember, Pop said some of us will be attuned in. Truth. That corresponds with the cycles of Nupu and Zulu. Zupu, that's right. The revolution, evolutionary forces of power. Facts. They try and steal it, but they can't teach it because they are not able to truly embody the doctrine. But still, let me tell you though, the doctrine, a lot of these dudes don't know the spiritual doctrine or the cultural doctrine. But what they've mastered and paid attention to and honed in on is the indigenous doctrine. And that's what, okay, so we have the Wusabat, we have the culture, we have the language. What Baba keep telling us we need in order to have our own, he said, in order to have our own stuff. He said you need music, dress, language, right? Food. He said the land, all of those things were not just, yeah, all those things, it has to have the spiritual side. But that's right, it's not going to move forward without it. That's why all of the people that's taking, using Baba's stuff, that's why they keep using it. So you'll see people with the gold book and the tablets, and because they can't, because he got the culture. Baba got the culture. He got the science. They're taking a piece though that gives them that puts them in position to exercise and live as functioning indigenous nobles. Let's say that, right? But then they cut off the rest of the tribe that got the science. And then the tribe that got the science and the culture, right? We don't have access to the indigenous science because most of the people that's dealing with the Wu Sabat science are not focusing on that. So now niggas is just listening and waiting for these other people to say, yo, here, this is it. Go this way with it. And that's how niggas got buying fake novelty IDs and all that. That's how you got. Because we're not studying ourselves to get the information right and exact. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But you talk about like Irvin, right? God. You talk about moving and operating out of the trust. Most of our people don't know what a trust is. See what I'm saying? Like our people, look, we just started getting into credit, right? And what these niggas want to do, the government want to take control over the credit now. You know? Yo, so that's that. I'm just saying that for those that know, well, God, Irvin, like we'll build on it. You got my email. You can hit me on my email. If you don't got it, you can send me yours. Because that's where that listen. And then you got these clowns like Poor Light in them who run around using our information and they mess it up. They messed the and they got everybody now thinking that the stuff is fake. And it's like, nah, bro. I know plenty of folks. Yeah, I'm trying to get the guard on the joint now. Hold up. Let me see. I'm gonna send it to you. Y'all look up quantum. I'm gonna give y'all this is heavy. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Quantum grammar. Go look it up. Go look up quantum grammar, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Cause we gotta free ourselves, God. We gotta get free. Absolutely. You with me? You with me, God? Come on, man. Cause you already know it's about breaking the spell. Where the spell at? In the language, right? So how you gonna break the spell in the language if you ain't got the If you went, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. There you go. There you go. I'm glad you don't know his whole name. Nah, it's Miller. It's David Wynn Miller. It's a Mukasu too, but his story is phenomenal. They took his kids from him. He had to fight to get his babies back. So he started learning the mathematical equation to the words in order to mathematically put his arguments in the court where they couldn't deny him. Oh man, it's a whole, it's a science. It's literally showing how to speak in mathematics with the words. Yeah, God. Listen, we here. A lot of brothers came upon it, and they all went. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. When you hear most of these brothers, absolutely, this stuff is definitely in the now. Everything is in the now. No past. What Baba said, we only exist in what? The eternal what? Now. And it's all who's back. And through the mathematical equation, you come out right and exact every time. So I'm about to do a whole joint going back through the books to see Baba's breakdown, to see that utilized in the quantum syntax. Be like, yo, God, I'm telling you, Baba, see, all these dudes that get this affirmation, yo, all these dudes that get this, yo, one of the brothers just sent me a text. He said he just seen Ruthless. He tight. He said, yo, he said them niggas sociopaths. They trying to make Baba all kinds of, they trying to make Baba all kinds of craziness, man. But yo, I'm hyped because of, the situation, because it's like, this is a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level of the spell. And not just the spell, but the spell insofar as in the judicial system and the legalese. So now you get to break it down in the mathematics of the language. So now watch after this, you're going to hear the God's nerves, Nation of Islam. That's a fact. Word, we always are. Every time we got a new zero-time reference, every time the doctrine reintroduces itself as a new doctrine, that's a new zero-time reference. And that's how brothers and sisters that don't want to move to the next school, that's how they get lost, because they're trying to hold on to the old school. And just like the Philadelphia experiment, they get snatched back to that time cycle. Mentally, spiritually, they get snatched back. You got to be in the now. You know what I mean? This is a new zero-time reference. So everything is being upgraded. That's why I was reading about from the Holy Tablets. It's talking about it's a new biological grid, a new magnetism, biological magnetism coming through to the planet. Now that's real. I mean, but sometimes, listen, God, that's the focus, right? Sometimes we fall and we be having nigga moments, We have nigga moments. You remember on Boondocks, be like, yeah, these about to have a nigga moment. Sometimes, like even myself, like I say, that's why I be trying to have like Throwback Thursdays is supposed to be set aside so I could purge all the nigga stuff out. Let me get this out of my system. I used to say back in the old school, like with the Holy Tabernacle Ministries, I used to be like, yo, niggas talk about going in the building where everything is diamonds and gold and all that. I'm like, niggas is stealing. I know niggas is stealing. I know how niggas niggas be in the bathroom sitting there trying to pry out gems out of the wall. Niggas is stealing. Yo, it's just always been hilarious. I was like, you can't take these niggas nowhere. I know. Because I have a saying, I love my people, but I know my people. I love my people, but I know these niggas. These niggas, they wrong. Nah, real talk, y'all. All right. This side I wanted to read to. Let me go. This is from the Goddess book, the Gospel Yanun, the original joint. Yeah. I ain't gonna blow it up. And I want to read. I'm gonna start because Baba and the 9 principles of the human being, Baba Yanun explained that the Mukasu were able to stop the plumb line, to steal the plumb line, and stop the creative hand of God. Talking about us. And it's through your creativity. Excuse me. Physical ethers. Through your creativity is how Panatha communicates with us, right? Through our creativity. Those messages of being creative and expanding, right? All expanding. Because we can't hear them verbally, so they inspire us through because their voices through the omniverse. So I wanted to remind the people to look at the world around them, right? Everything that you see around you was created by somebody, and it started off in the mind's eye. They did a blueprint of it, and then they manifested it in real time in the smart. That's the space, matter, and time circle of reality. Everything that you see, somebody created and monetized. Don't downplay your creativity. We always want to downplay our creativity. And then you got all the brain deads, the necros that gave up, right? And they mad at you for not giving up. So this is going to go somewhere else, but this is on page 22. Baba says, starts at 53. My dear children of Wunuwap, I write this Tanjul gospel to you so that you will know to not commit Dawej, evil, and Jawednos, wickedness, to not be of Khata, sin. Do not be of those who misuse the gifts given by Panatharu, the overseers. The females from Sabat, Sirius star system, were given 9 skills, and the Ayashu, the males from Sa'ah, Orion star system, were given 9 skills, such as, so these 18 skills: the skill of dance, the skill of singing, the skill of sewing, the skill of healing, the skill of love making, the skill of cooking, the skill of drawing, the skill of teaching, the skill of creating, the skill of playing music, the skill of weaving, the skill of mathematics, the skill of sport, the skill of carving, the skill of chemistry, the skill of building, the skill of writing, the skill of tongues. These 18 skills were implanted in the Yakas at genes to manifest in the offspring. Over time, the mixing, they exchanged their skills. Some now have more than just one skill, and some are very skillful. Originally, only 12 Ayashu males from Sa'ah, Orion star system, and 12 Asha'u females from Sabat, Sirius star system, were allowed to stay on this planet to mix and breed the new being, who were originally born as twins. Each female birthed a daughter and a son. Before this was perfected, the first offspring were conjoined twins, Muknashtatu, hermaphrodites, and Muknashu, hermaphrodites. The hermaphrodites and the hermaphrodites result today within the first 6 weeks of is called pregnancy. So basically saying you can see when they were unified sexes during the first 6 weeks of pregnancy. If you look at the figure below, it's showing the figure. I can show you actually. You can see. It's babies. As the baby is being going through the trimesters, it's showing that at some points in 10 weeks, it's showing the Y and the X chromosomes, right, coming in. So at a certain point, there's no Y chromosomes. So everything is unisexual, until the Y chromosome kicks in, and then testicles are formed, and the system flips inside out. and the vaginal becomes the penis. The vaginal canal becomes the penis. Um, the so you see that the clitoris would be the head of the penis. The testicles is what used to be the ovaries. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So if you look at the figure, hold on, who else? Whoa, popped in? Who popped in? Hey, Rahul Bad beloved. Yeah. Okay, okay. Rahul Bat family, Rahul Bat. Silos, I need you to contact to send me what's the elder one of the elders information. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna hit you right now. Okay. What you say? Ramisu. I'm looking for Ramisu. What's send me Ramisu's even his social media, whatever. I'm trying to get Ramisu. Okay, right back, beloved. Yeah, look, y'all know we about to chant in 10 minutes. But I wanted to read this. I read the part about your gifts. Remember, we got 19 different skills, and some of us have a mixture of more than those skills. Yeah, so Silos Congress, if you got his social media, hey, Rahul back. The goddess on deck. I shook. Kabat I shook. Yeah, here you go. I'm gonna send my email. I gotta put out anyway for the peoples. It's Pharaoh Rising at gmail.com. I'm gonna send both of them out to you. Because actually we got a new one for the revision radio, but I don't remember it. I think it's just revision radio. Yeah. So I wanted to read about these we're going into that hermaphrodite because I started talking about it before when I was on the Sinetta joint. And then the brother Jabari had jumped in and I ain't beat him in the head with it. I left it alone. I was like, he ain't ready. He don't want it. So anyway, so in this book, this is the Gospel of Yanun on the Sacred Feminine, right? Says the hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites were the original deities of this planet and were the offspring of those beings from Sirius star system and Orion star systems. The beings from the Sirius star system oh yeah, I got it. I got you, God. Let me see if I got the URL though. The Sirius star system beings have XXY. They twofold women and one fold masculine. Twofold feminine, one fold masculine. And the Sa'at or the Orion star system are XYY. They twofold masculine and one-fold feminine. The physical form of this would be those born as conjoined twins were never separated unless one side died, which many did. The hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites were raised to be the highest because their physical bodies vibrated on two frequencies or tones. So this is a picture of a hermaphrodite that impregnated self in the Philippines. This is what I was talking about when I was talking on Sinetta and talking about the hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites, right? This is recent. This is not a long time ago. So Manila, Philippines, this is Jose Maria Garcia, a 19-year-old born with both ovaries and testicles, and who has both male and female sex organs, has given birth to this morning at the Amisola Maternity Hospital. They report them in the Manila Times. Both babies were also born hermaphrodites, displaying physical characteristics and genitals of both genders. Miraculous event, they said. According to Dr. Z. Huan Chow, medical director of Amasola Maternity Hospital, we are privileged to experience such an unusual birth, he told reporters, visible happy with the turn of events. Hundreds of people have come to witness these miracles of nature. Both babies are extremely healthy, vibrant with life, he explained with enthusiasm. Jose Maria Garcia, the mother and father of the two children, admits the birth was not expected at all. I have never had any sexual experience with someone outside of myself. I was unaware that I could impregnate myself, but I would never go back even with what I know now. These children are beautiful, and I am happy to share my life with them, he told reporters. Dr. Akira Hashimoto of the University of Tokyo admits there are many cases of human self-fertilization that have been reported in medical literature. In asexual reproduction, an organism can reproduce without involvement of another organism. Asexual reproduction is not limited to single-cell organisms. Right? For example, a great number of snails and slugs are hermaphrodites, and hermaphroditism is also found in some fish species and other vertebrates, he acknowledged. The evolution of asexual reproduction is still a major puzzle for biologists, he admits. So, I wonder, is that why regardless of is male or female, we refer to ladybugs as ladybugs? Is that some ancient science? Wow, we said what the God said. The XY self-determination system is a sex determination system used to classify many mammals, including humans, some insects, Drosophila, some snakes, some fish, guppies. Yeah, that's that. Yep, that's in here too. Absolutely. Right back. What's going on, dog? Yes, I sent you the link, dog. So we about to do this chant. Let me see if I can read this right. It says those of the males from the Orion star system and those of the females from the Sirius star system, they were the deities who opened the vortex or wormholes to the Nispatat stars. This is how it was before the growth of the Africans and long before the making of the Mukasu. Over time, many other Muziad Mutadalu were allowed to come to this planet, and many brought with them plants and creatures from their own worlds, who were recorded as mystical creatures who were in fact once alive on this planet. Many have since died out or were removed from the planet when it became quarantined because of the many viruses and diseases from mixing of alien body fluids. Now many extraterrestrials come and go who are still not allowed, so they sneak to take animals, people, and resources many kinds. So these niggas is breaking into Earth like Mexicans is breaking in out of America. Like that's what's happening. These niggas coming, they coming under the wall. They got the wall. Oh, you like it like that? You gotta make it again. So yeah, that was yeah, we gotta all get on that Lotus of Life, sisters. That's that gospel. Remember, Baba said that was given to him by his daughter, who is half Rumardian Gray. Baba on that Captain Kirk stuff. Captain Kirk. Green, tomatoes, bland, Paul, y'all. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do this chant. You ready, Mama?
Yes, Father.
What am I saying? Yeah, y'all look up that David Wynn I'm putting it out there. Y'all gotta get it because I ain't gonna be responsible for teaching it. I gotta get it myself. So I'm putting it out there. You're gonna hear everybody talk about this is supreme mathematics. Everybody gonna be now talking about, yeah, so you gotta break the word down and they gonna line up with the numbers and the numbers gonna show and prove that the all the numerologists, all them and they get y'all heard it, y'all know where y'all heard it, y'all heard it, you know where you got it, okay? You got it from command, all right? Came to command. How did it look?
It looks amazing. It looks amazing. I just gotta tell you that. I was watching it on the screen.
Don't get gas. Cypher, don't get gas,
so
God.
Nice. Those feathers on that bird is just crazy. That falcon.
Yeah.
Cartouche.
It's the alarm. It's the alarm. It's the chant alarm, y'all. Y'all ready? All right, let me turn it down a little bit. Y'all don't be telling me how loud I'll be. I'm looking at the videos. I'll be hearing the speakers vibrating and all that. I'll be mad loud. You gotta let me know. Ready, Mom? All right. Patakyo. Anuki Jawef Pa Ashok Empa Paud. Wu Kale Ashok Kawun Jawef Neya. Anuki Kasamun Empa Paud. Wu Pa Paud Kawun Kasamun Neya. Anuki Wahu Ame Pa Paud. Wu Pa Paud Kawun Wahu Ame Neya. Nakuk Kador Naju Ame Kasamun Empa Paud. Wu Kabo Ame Mushkasun. Nakuk Kador Kawan Kale Pafef Nakuk Dayor Jawef Pa Paud. Ame Wase Ame Deyorni Kawun Lake Bakoi Jawef Pa Paud. Anuki Abe Binafashni. Pa Paud Kawun Anuki. Pa Paud Kador Nakuk Kador. Pa Paud Amul Nakuk Amul. Lahehum Menenum. Am Tumate Korehum. Am Tumate Korehum Kum. Am Tumate Korenum. Am Tumate Jawef Neya. Am Tumate Neya Wuanuki Hum. Yaye Ashukraye. Asmuje Num. Yaye Nataru Afuknum. Anunate Mukradukum. Yaye Nataru Afuknum. Afuknum Afuknum. Yaye Natarunum. Anum. Atum. Atum. Amun. Yayehu, Yayehu, Yaye Nataru. Yaye Saye, Yaye Saye, Yaye Nataru. Yaye Hika, Yaye Hika, Yaye Nataru. Am Kumate Pa Mufaku. Yayehu, Yayehu, Yaye Nataru. Am Kumate Pa Mufaku. Wuanunate Mukradukum. Wuem Kumate Muisanun. Yayehu, Yayehu, Yaye Nataru. Aro Muklas Nunatum Raye. Yayehu, Yayehu, Yaye Nataru. Yaye Nataru Putum. Amkumane Yake La Duda Muslafunum. Muisarunum. Mane Yake Sawura Papa. Mane Yake Kawuna Kau. Mane Yake Yathe Akak. Mane Yake Kawuna Bashawu the Mam. Yaye Nataru Mukdamunum. Aro Mukdanum. Anhu Kawun Manzamane Pa Nataru. Aro Anhu Kawun Baba Yanenen. Aro Anhu Kawun Atumraye. Aro Anhu Kawun Haror. Yaye Nataru Muslafunun. Afuznun Mane Pa Majwadu. Afuznun Mane Gahalan. Yaye Nataru Afuznun. Mane Sayo Gayora. Afuznun Afuzniya. Afuznun Afuzniya. Yaye Nataru Nun. Nakuk Talub Tamui Bipa Nataru. Mane Pa Lain Lawi Tananu. Kalera Namatni Atela He Pa Nataru. Wu Kale Namazoratni Atela He Kayariatun Laye Pa Nataru. Panan Misfakawun. Asuabu Pataruk. Zika wuna nanzolo la heyan kun. My name is Badu Masa. Ame hadi anu udamaun. My name is Lafukun. Unatoru. Arjula yena fashukun. Afuksane kawun kun. Pasawabu pataruk. Pahadian wupadaman. Anung tawan kung. Lahe panandamal wushafe. Anung tawan kung. Lahe ting. Na soy nung. Anung tawan kung. Lahe ashukuma. And kumate muslafunung. Anunate mukradu kung. Anung talub na sarkuma. Anung talub na sarkuma. And sonun kahin na taru. And sonun muslafunu. Anun ate musbatu. Anun. Atun. Atun. Amun. Excuse me.
Get it.
I know that they collect Joef Paul and the Taro Noon, Yae Muftaru, Yae and the Taro. Yaye Atumra, Yaye and the Tar, Yaye Noon, Yaye and the Tar, Yaye Noon Tat, Yaye and the Tar Tat, Yaye Ha, Yaye and the Tar, Yaye Ha Tat, Yaye and the Tar Tat, Yaye Kak, Yaye and the Tar, Yaye Kak Tat, Yaye and the Tar Tat, Yaye Amun, Yaye and the Tar, Yaye Amun Tat, Yaye and the Tar Tat, Yaye Atum, Yaye Natar, Yaye Shashash, Yaye Natar, Yaye Tafaf Natat, Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Sabab, Yaye Natar, Yaye Natat, Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Arash Tat, Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Asar, Yaye Natar, Yaye Nabab Tat, Hatat, Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Satak, Yaye Natar, Yaye Harar, Yaye Natar, Yaye Haptwi, Yaye Natar, Yaye Anatat, Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Yaha Haratwi Yaye Natar, Yaye Nafartum Yaye Natar, Yaye Mantu Yaye Natar, Yaye Bapti Yaye Natar, Yaye Sakamtat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Hata Haratat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Bai Bis Yaye Natar, Yaye Pata Yaye Natar, Yaye Basastat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Em Hatap Yaye Natar, Yaye Hu Yaye Natar, Yaye Matat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Mahat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Kafafra Yaye Natar, Yaye Maskanant Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Ray Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Kantamantiu Yaye Natar, Yaye Hika Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Natar Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Maat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Renantat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Shai Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Sashat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Maftat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Sabak Yaye Natar, Yaye Anap Yaye Natar, Yaye Kanum Yaye Natar, Yaye Kanash Yaye Natar, Yaye Patanum Yaye Natar, Yaye Saye Yaye Natar, Yaye Hatat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Amash Yaye Natar, Yaye Sarab Twi Yaye Natar, Yaye Artun Raye Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Jahutwi Yaye Natar, Yaye Patawarat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Sakatat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Ha Yaye Natar, Yaye Nahabka Yaye Natar, Yaye Sakar Yaye Natar, Yaye Ba'a Yaye Natar, Yaye Akar Yaye Natar, Yaye Emharatat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Wapawatat Yaye Natar, Yaye Sokat Hatap Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Maritat Sakar Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Saye Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Garat Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Asata Nu Yaye Natar, Yaye Bahatat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Kanam Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Manak Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Kamam Yaye Natar, Yaye Mahatwi Yaye Natar, Yaye Kabasanana Faf Yaye Natar, Yaye Da'amatata Faf Yaye Natar, Yaye Maritat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Nasat Yaye Natar, Yaye Imjadat Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Nakat Patat Yaye Natar Yaye Sakat Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Yaye Anak Tat Yaye Natar Tat, Ya ye Jadad, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Tun, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Wahu, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Yasash, ya ye Nathar,
Ya ye
Anak, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Afaf Nuid, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Satat, ya ye Nathar Tat, ya ye Sakatwi, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Immaad, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Nana, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Nuid, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Satatwi, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Mugdal Tat, ya ye Nathar Tat, ya ye Rahash Shafaf, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Maratwi, ya ye Nathar, ya ye Amun, ya ye Nathar. Anuna te kaleja wef paut. We here. Be Paranan Empire Babasar. Woo. Papatal Matat Orashtat. Woo. Patauba Sanan Harar. Amun. So the chant, man, is to raise your vibration. The chants, the supplications, go to the spiritual tools for psychic self-defense. Yeah, I'm gonna write down a link for you, God. Okay. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, we go so we can talk this talk. You got excuse me. Yeah, family, I appreciate y'all. Again, time is precious. And we need I see you, God. Tawutak, family. Thank you. Appreciate that, the kind words, Brother Silos. Make sure you send me that email, Silos, tomorrow. Listen, I'm trying to have a brother come up. I'm trying to have some elders come up tomorrow. We rocking out. I got a few. I'm trying to add them to the equation. And yourself and Mahatui. Yeah, we rocking out crazy. Tonight, look like we about to get deep in this tribal stuff. That almost looked like something I was putting together, Halil. Hold up. Let me see something. I'm about to bring you in right now, but let me see. So we can talk. We're gonna talk that talk. And uh, uh see. Sending it out. It's on its way. Yeah, we set it up. This kind of could have been a chill out day, but why chill out? For the Lucci. Peace, beloved. Peace and blessings. Yeah, man, we here. Let me see. Halif about the blessings right now. Halif.
Well bad, Moisa.
Real bad. I just.
It felt kind of like smooth waters. Like
we are smoothing.
Boat. The butler put a little picnic out.
We chilling now. We chilling.
The sun rays was glistening off the waters.
Yeah,
it felt really cool and chill.
Water just glistening all over my body.
But I felt the shift.
Oh, because Irvin about to get the link too. Because Irvin was talking that talk after started talking about the tribal stuff. Irvin started talking that talk.
Oh.
So then I
just before you go into that.
I ain't going into that right now. Hey, I just sent the email out to
was going over the chapter 5, tablet 6, chapter 6, tablet 15. I stepped in for a little bit. I heard you reading, going through it.
Okay. You want to go back to that?
I didn't hear the rest of it. I don't know what the
What you mean?
What was behind that?
Oh, I was just going. You know what I was looking for? Remember when Bob was talking about that any event that we don't get tuned in,
Yeah,
that they
the
gonna
rescue
force
plan.
they're gonna force the energy, they're gonna force it
The
and they're gonna
rescue
lose a
plan.
lot of us. The emergency evacuation plan. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Where is that at? Because I read this one looking for that one, but this is one of my favorites too. Talk about the new astral mutation.
Okay, so the emergency evacuations in Man from Planet Risk, but the updated version of it is in Patarak Dimensional Shift, right? So when you was reading it, what I was hearing was the morphic genetic field.
I got you. Yeah, it's shifting.
Right.
Yes.
And you know what he was explaining in intelligent design and divine design, regarding the DNA. So when you was talking about the blood, now peep how you got the positive blood types and you got the negative blood types, right? So and how the electromagnetic field, which is the 0 point field or the energy field where these forces are dictating and controlling, the manifestation of matter, how matter manifests within the physical realm. So yeah.
And those things that are controlling that are shifting.
Right.
Is upgrade from 3 to 4 dimensional. How about how he explains what happened with Sirius?
Right, exactly. And actual fact 18 tones, vibrations, and DNA molecules.
That's right. He said
exactly.
That's what happened in Sirius. It upgraded, it changed, and a lot of the people wasn't able to upgrade with it. Or they lost a lot of people. Thought it was a game.
Right.
Which with that, you see that we always equate the Superman story to the Risk, but you also which also does, but you see that now with a lot of those people was like, nah, we ain't doing it, we ain't leaving, we chilling. There ain't nothing wrong with our planet, and then they not here no more. But we try
he also added on into that in emotional energies, specifically verse 81, in emotional energies, and basically what he was saying in actual fact 18, he's basically saying how the people was just caught up, those that were physical, they was caught up into the physical technology of things as opposed to the spiritual technologies, which is what caused them to get left behind.
Well, that's why he kept emphasizing that we have to become less dense,
right,
less physical, and that's why I tied it in with the Magaraj ceremony that wasn't done in over 10,500 years until we did it again.
Correct.
And the purpose was to turn our physical and spiritual inside out. You know what I'm saying? In order to become more spiritual. So we were supposed to leave in a more spiritual vibration, and not just leave just for the day, but become spiritual beings and continue on that vibration with all the other rituals and practices that's about fine-tuning your soul and your spirit and getting away from the physical. Stop so you're not too caught up in the physical manifestation of things, because we're spiritual beings.
So watch this. Exactly. I'm glad you're saying it like that. I'm gonna go to dimensional shift right now. That's like my favorite chapter.
Oh, he got his stash. Usually he in transport, y'all, so he really can't get involved. But you see, he on deck, so that's why he got them swords up there. He ready to go. Y'all see this, right? He ready to go. Yeah, let's go. Y'all get your pen and paper when he's ready to go.
All right, so there's a verse in Patarak, dimensional shift. It's verse 214, 213, 214.
It's for a dimensional shift, y'all. Patarak. I'm gonna write it in.
So I'm gonna go back a little further, because you was talking about the Skynet situation. So this gets into it, right? So I'm gonna go back 10 verses, right? So he says, so when it returned, their zero time reference point were out of sync and most of them could not completely re-enter 1943 time zone and were trapped in various parts of the craft. So we know that that's talking about the Philadelphia
experiment. That's
experiment, right? Then he goes in and he says in the next verse 205, he says, "This is how spirits get trapped after death in this physical dimension. They are attached by their desires or lust, greeds, loves, angers, hates, and killings. So once they depart their physical body, their spirits are trapped. No one can help them. Thus they become wicked, ghosts, demons, even ghouls. You can get trapped as this shift takes place, as the Kakasu will be trapped if they have not mixed their genes with the Mangalu, Javadu, or the Nagaru.
They have
so
to
now
mix.
is the time, right? So now is the time, 24,000 years or 26,000 years for the third dimensional harmonic shift, when the wormhole is made between Earth and Merzak risk.
That's what
Earth's
I was talking about.
ascension
That's
to
right.
a higher state or level.
Uh-huh.
It said, look, he said, Earth's ascension to a higher state or level. The prepared beings can cross over the wormhole of time and space to 76 trillion miles of time. Yet, you must know the ritual needed, the beings needed, the tone needed, with all the right persons at the right time and place, or all is in vain.
Man.
Know this. And he pointed this out. This particular verse, he pointed this out like several times within this Patadak, right? But he said it in different ways. So he said, know this, that which can trap you is you, and to what you attach yourself or being, right? I'm gonna go back, right? From that verse, I'm gonna go back to a verse.
What verse was that? What you just finished
That
reading?
was verse 213. Verse 213. I'm gonna
And,
go back to
dimensional shift, right?
Right. I'm gonna go back to verse 10. I'm gonna go back to 100, and I'm gonna read a little bit from there, right? But I'm the particular verse that I want to get to is actually the verse after 213. So he says, I'm back at 100 right now. He says, they are out of time, offline, or lineage, so they will not be able to transport through space and time. They will age and die on the way. They must be clean inside out and outside in.
One of my
This
favorites.
does not mean this does not mean if you have mixed ancestors, you can't make the trip to Merzak risk, the eighth planet in the Ilion star system, the 19th galaxy. Now, this goes back to verse 213, right? He says, not at all. It has to do with you, the person, right? He said, it has to do with you, the person. Cells right here, right now, in your own zero time reference. What you do with your body and mind now affects how you link to your ancestors, right? And if you reach them in other realms. Remember, the very planet is alive and your flesh is a part of it, born of it, right? So he says there, what you're doing right now is going to determine if you're able to make that journey, right? Because he said you can get trapped or you can die along the way, right?
Because of all the garbage in your system.
Right.
So even if you make
clean
it,
yourself out.
You ain't clean yourself outside and inside out. Listen, I was saying, me and my wife was building, I was like, people don't understand. That was Dr. Sabi's position in this whole mix, and a piece of that puzzle to get us back into the health consciousness on a whole nother wavelength. Because in preparation for the journey, you had to clean yourself outside and outside and inside out. And Dr. Sabi, not specifically just like his diet specifically, but the concept of cleansing yourself at the cellular level. That
right.
was his concept. He was like, yo, you got to clean the cells. You got to go in and clean the cells out. Yo,
that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He said because it's what do you call it? Intracellular cleansing.
Intracellular cleansing.
Cleansing, right.
Right.
So we have to clean ourselves at a cellular level, at a biomolecular level.
That's right.
We have to clean ourselves at that level, right? So now let's go back to 213.
You talk about African black soap. No. Do that too, right? Do that first,
right? Because the skin, the skin has to be purified also.
Yes,
outside and inside out.
Yes,
right. So know this. We back at 213. Know this: that what can trap you is you, and to what you attach yourself or being. Now, verse 214. Watch this. Ascension is the path, the sirat of order that consciousness evolves multi-dimensional energy mechanics of the mind into mind, from mental through a structural multidimensional system representing universal order through which consciousness experiences beings. So this whole thing is about an experience. It's about an experience and us gaining the
talk about consciousness
through living as conscious beings, through us living this reality, this three-dimensional reality. We're gaining an experience.
Yes.
Right? By the things that we do here. But like he said in verse 213, like it was read in verse 206 and verse 105, where he says about you getting attached to the things. Like remember how before he said how the soul fell in love with the flesh. Right. It got caught up.
And even the Philadelphia experiment to show the power of love, how this time machine, the vortex, nothing could keep this dude away from his spouse. He couldn't leave. He couldn't move no matter what this is alien technology that they use to travel through space and time through a vortex. And this dude love for his woman stopped him from being able to travel. So you gotta, so it's like, yo, we gotta put ourselves in these in the right mental space. We have to truly understand this science, because he's saying, Bob is literally saying, even if you make it, you might not make it. Because if you don't clean yourself inside out, outside in, then you'll die, you'll perish during the journey.
Along the way. Yeah.
We got to be able to make it through the journey. The physical now has to be able to endure and make it through the journey. This skin suit. So you got to get your organs to the optimum level. You got like
that's when it becomes the crystal. That's the whole thing when you talk about going through noon. And noon is the going through the black hole. And that's when you go through the stages where because remember, we're made up of the elements of the planet, right?
That's right.
From 1 through 99. So now we have to go from 99 all the way back to 1. And once we reach 1, then we can make that. It's a mental, right? That's where it becomes the mental, where the mental is able to create that bubble. So where it could protect the physical, or basically that physical becomes that crystal where it could make it through the noon, or make it through the portal, or make it through the womb. Because that's that black hole. It's the womb. Make it through the womb to get to the other side, right? To cross the dimensional threshold into the other dimension.
So check it. As above, so below, macrocosm, microcosm, right? This is a ejaculation, right?
Exactly.
And these sperm cells now
exactly
through the womb to the other side. Listen, listen, pay attention. And we all, y'all don't want that just one sperm cell to make it out of 7,777,000. We don't want it like that no more. Because I won my race. I don't know what them niggas say. A winner, champion. You know what I'm saying? But now we gotta win
way
this
you made
race.
It on this side, bro. Right. You want to make it on that side,
and we winning on this side. Even though we kind of messed up, niggas they went through the hood, niggas been messed up, niggas got locked up, but we made it because we became conscious of the reality of Wusabat and of Yanun and the next level of evolution and ascension. We became conscious of that, bro. This is the time. I tell you, you could say, Baba even said, yo, if y'all niggas want to be Muslim and Wahabi, go ahead, nigga. Who cares? I don't care.
Right.
You want to be Christian? You don't want to let go, nigga. Allahu Akbar. Whatever, bro. It's cool. I'm cool with it, but hold firm to this doctrine. Y'all better hold firm to this doctrine.
Hold on. Hold on to the rope, right?
Everybody else is just giving us pieces. This is what you remember the books that had the pyramids at the top. Remember we went through the pyramid of truth?
Yeah.
And he had the eye at the top on the back of the book.
Hold on, I got you right now. Wait a second.
Because what he breaking down is that everything else falls under us. All that stuff comes from us. All of it. So what happens is all the people, everybody's taking a piece of the puzzle, right? They taking that piece and then they teaching about the piece as if the piece is the whole puzzle. Baba's like, nah, he took us through every piece to show us where it fits in the grand scheme of things. That's it right there. The pyramid of truth. Show you that everything falls under us. We wasn't trying to take nothing from, we was trying to take our people away from perverted, watered down versions of our science. All that stuff is ours, starting with the capstone, which is ancient Tamure.
The all-seeing eye.
All-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye, man. That's watching from the other dimension.
Mm-hmm.
That's seeing through space and time. Hold up. Sword of omens. Nigga, sight beyond sight. Let's go. Real talk. Yeah, man. Now that's heavy. Yes, man. Yo, this is the hereafter. Good vibes. But are we all part of that one panspermia? Yeah, we are. But also a bunch of other stuff that happened. 99 attributes via quantum syntax. The 99. What are the 99 attributes? Yo, Halif, you heard what I was talking about that quantum syntax? Go look that up, God.
Sure. Nah, what was that?
That's that quantum grammar syntax. There's a Mukasu who they took his kids. His name, what's his name? Sutton, what's his name? David Wynn Miller. Go look him up. He got
okay, yeah. He the one that be dealing with the whole thing with the language.
The mathematical equation of the words.
Right, and how they use that to even dealing with the quote unquote, dealing with the laws and stuff of that.
No, that's specific. That's specifically he broke. He cracked the code of the judicial system, and how even when you put your words and your paperwork in, when he said, they want you to put a motion in, and he said the motion is a moot, which basically canceling out in the insurance in the contract. Right. He said it's a dead contract. So they say I said, oh, nigga. Next level. It's like a video game. I was like, oh, we on the next level, nigga. Let me save this board.
For real, right? I'm gonna get back to that.
Bro, I said, yeah. So now we throwing it out there. Watch everybody. I said, watch all the gods now. Everybody go come, break it down the mathematical equation of the words. Yo, that gave a whole nother level of expression to the mystery, like the number 19 and the numerology. Yo, watch how this thing blow up now, because we done took another veil of the spell off.
You know, there's a chapter in Patarak that deals with that. You know that, right?
Deal with what guys say Spain.
The Golden Children.
Okay.
In the back, he explains how I wish I had it with me right now. But if you got it on deck.
I'm looking for it right now. I'm going through my stash. Going through the stash. Got my computer back. It's on. I got 3,000 files on deck ready to go at any given second. He said, what? You lying. Let me see. I'm going. Whoa, let me see. Now you acting up, right? Don't act up. I'm bigging you up, computer. Don't do that. Don't act up. Don't be on no slow stuff. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the stash and see what's up with that. You said the Golden Children?
Yeah, the Golden Children. It should be like verse 192 to like 202.
Give me a subtext. What are we talking about?
All right, so basically he talks about how the language, and specifically, it gets into the whole thing about, we know that a word is a tone and it has a number, right? So you remember the movie Don Cheadle was in the movie Mars, Mission to Mars, I think it is.
Come on, dude. Don't play like that. Of course, I remember that movie when the nigga was left up there and set up a greenhouse on Mars. Absolutely, and when them niggas came and they opened up they broke the whole the DNA code. Absolutely,
exactly.
Because that's what the letters going back to my wife. Matter of fact, Gattaca. Mama, tell them about the Gattaca. Remember the movie Gattaca? That was the GADAD on each one of the letters for the DNA strand. Oh my God.
So he was explaining in the Golden Children how the language acts as it's a quantum. I haven't read it in a minute, but it's there. That's why I pointed out those verses. But he, I can't verbalize it right now because it's not fresh on the brain.
It's all right. We looking for the golden children now. We on them. Do I have it here? Nigga, you gonna have everything else, but you ain't gonna have the golden children. Fake ass library. Where's that? Where's that? Nah, because I have mad, you know how it is. All of us that collect the information. You have
Right.
having the books, you moving around, let somebody read. Y'all know how it is. We done had every book, we done had everything and lost everything over and over again, multiple times. Black Book 2. Oh man, let me see something. Somebody got risky and correct. Mahatsui, what's going on, God? Yeah, tomorrow. Battle back, all the family. Yeah, so when inside the gold, we want to move past the golden children. I don't see it neither. Talking all that smack. I don't even see it here.
Yeah, you could keep it pushing. I ain't got it with me right now. I would have pulled it up.
All right. Man. But he was basically dealing with the idea of dealing with the golden children. He was connecting. Because we was talking about that, the mathematical code
Of the language.
Of the
Right.
of the English language.
Right.
Whoa. Mahati, you coming through? Come on in. I sent you the thing already. I hit you, Mahati. Don't act like that. You acting funny. Asar, I hit you too. Come on in. Let's go. we rocking tonight. We already did chant. Let's go. Halif broke out. Come back in when you get a chance, Halif. Yeah, family. So I want y'all to go look up that the brother. I hope they didn't because I was seeing something that looked like damn, Halif just left. Yeah, it's like dealing with the abjad, like the abjud that we had. God said, Rahul back, Dad. The God said, what verse in the Golden Children?
So who got it?
Roy Williams.
Roll back, Cat Ray. Verse 102 to like not what is it one? Yeah, 192 to like 202.
192 to 202. And it was dealing with all right. So let me put it golden. Let me put it down in golden. You gotta remind me to type this stuff out too. 192 to 202. Golden children. Did you miss me? I'm on my VARNELL Hill stuff. Did you miss me, beloved? 192 verse. Let's see. 192 to you said 202.
You know what? The mind now to put pot it out. The mind scroll is popping in my head. Oh man. Oh man.
About what? It's a reason.
Yeah, because that I need to see the book right now. Damn.
Which one?
The Golden Children. Because now 202 in the mind scroll is that is a
All right, we're gonna go
that's a jewel there too. So now that one is popping up in my head.
we're gonna go get it right now. Fine. That's it. Let's go get it. I'm gonna go download it right now. You know me. All high BIP, bowl it up, BIG. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, I get out. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's there. Yeah. So, but yeah, we gotta listen. It's just confirming the spell of on the words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how it is even more inside the legal world, which is why we can't get no remedies and recourse because we don't speak the language.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a serious web, you know, that they bind you into.
That's a fact. And we be sitting there like, nah, yo, everybody's fronting like. Oh man, yeah, I can't even get in. Let me see. I can't even get in my account, and I'm trying to get in. But it's all right, whatever. It's all right. We got it. I'm gonna put a chat. Boom. Yeah, legalese, definitely. So like, I tell you, I went through my own personal situation. I got personal experience. Listen, can I say, and I can honestly say that I wasn't scared because everything was already on the line. You know what I'm saying? I was blacked out. I was like, it's like being in the middle of a battle. You're in the middle of a battle of your life. The last thing you're thinking about is fear. You like, it's me or you. I'm going in. I'm like, so, and I'm talking about court. I went in representing myself. Yo, I hit Patar on the joint. I'm trying to see what he coming through. You heard? You heard Halid?
Asano Patar?
Oh, not Patar. Neb.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 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 We out there. We out on a limb like that.
Yeah, that's a different energy. He coming with the whole other way.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you.
With the
That's what I
whole
was
other
saying
way.
when you got here. I was like, yeah, because the brother Irvin, he was talking. I was like, because I was reading and saying, we talking about, us as we have the spiritual science, we have a culture. Baba
Right.
has that, but Baba also laid the foundation for our indigenous right. He laid the foundation, and there's plenty of brothers and organizations that's using what he laid and springboard to create their own stuff.
Right.
That's why they always have pieces. You'll see our language, you'll see our signs and symbols, because everything really is through him. But he's not here. So being that he's not here, they're able to now pivot and go off. Plus, you listen to the Owls of Patmos, he tell you that there's multiple other brothers that are chiefs of the tribes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And some of the Nubians are not even, some of them are Christians, some of them Muslims, some of them are Jews. So that's why I'm saying to you people, like, yo, whatever you believe, because even when we had Tamaray, Bob was like, whatever, come up here, let's live together, let's do it together. And once we free ourselves from the beast, then you go build your church over there, you go build your mosque over there. We do it like that. But we gotta first free ourselves from the oppressor, So, but you know how niggas is. Nah, that nigga want me to give him all the money. So because we living on your land, you gotta be the boss, right? You know how we are. Like, nigga, you sleep on your mama couch. Why you worried about who the boss is on the land? Yo, this is crazy, God. So yeah, man, I just want to.
I mean, that mentality is, from everything being stripped from you, taken from you, and you gotta fight so hard to try to get something. And the little bit that you do get, you holding on to it for dear life. You cherishing it, and not realizing that little piece that you was able to get a hold of, that there's more to get, and it's more to get when you get it with others that are like you, that are thinking on the same, the same,
succeeding as part of all expanding and failing as an individual. You see, and God, you see, You see how God he already foreseen that. He did the build like damn near 25, 30 years ago about usurping the Most High.
Right.
You know, he knew he was talking about himself. He knew he was talking about himself and his students, his sons that's coming behind him, Paul's, and was like, yeah, yo, listen, y'all ain't got to try to take my shit. You ain't got to do it like that. Listen, just share in the power, and we going to have the whole world.
That's a fact.
No, so now these niggas got the position, they got the power and the recognition from the Mugasu, but none of us know them. See, because they doing their thing in the dark, so it's not really to benefit the collective, specifically those that are walking with Baba, because they were other chiefs and stuff like that, and these niggas, they not really with it. They not really with the chief of all chiefs, Maku of all Makus, coming out, because he gonna change the, you know how Baba do when he touched. Bro, that nigga don't know nothing. Hold up, boom, he gonna write a book. He gonna blow niggas up. Be like, oh, when I met the nigga, he was Rastafari, and now he talk about he Dean, Big Brother Almighty. He ain't lying. That nigga named Julian.
Oh man,
Baba, you know how Baba go, man. So yeah, man, we gotta all right, what else I wanted to read? We gotta get on it like that. We gotta get on it. We gotta get back in tune, bro. So let me ask you a question: are the mermaids real?
wow, that's left field for real, right?
Woo! So yeah, I was listening to the gods. Boom. I was listening to the gods. They was on. They had the show the other day. I told you on Mondays the family be over there. At they be on Clubhouse. Sabine's be on Clubhouse on Mondays. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. The Sabine lessons and classes on Clubhouse. Tuesdays, Petty is teaching over there, newpool.org. So like what I'm doing, because I'm about the collective, I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna fall back on Mondays. I'm gonna fall back on Tuesdays. You dig what I'm saying? What you guys talk about, Khalil? Give me a preview, because you be tripping sometimes. I'm listening. He talking about why I can't get in. He said, why I can't get in? Talk to me, God. Because sometimes you be just right here in the chat going in on everything. I'll be like, now imagine this thing was live on TV. He'd be going crazy right now. Who's already a millionaire? You talking about Baba? Baba's... Bro... They just don't want the truth to knock on their door. That's all I'm telling you. They just don't want the truth.
That's a fact, right?
The truth is gonna hurt. Who? Yeah, for me? Hold on, let me get my clothes. Yo, now we're gonna tell you everything. Yo, if we start getting everything. Remember the crystal skulls? The Indiana Jones shit? Niggas gonna fry their brain. Niggas be like, what? Yeah, niggas real. What? That nigga. God body. Khalil, talk to me, bro. What you want to build on? Give me a what's saying block up report? What are you talking about? Oh, the link? Because I ain't give the link to you. That's an old link. You can need a new link. Give me a preface, a breakdown of what you want to build on, guys. So, yo, all right, let me do this first. So it was talking about the 9 species of Nagato. Hold up. So what's the book that they said Baba gave? The family is talking about the 9 species, but I think they talk about the 9 races or facial features.
Many faces of Africa.
That's the many faces of Africa. Yeah. Okay. So everybody get that many faces, and it goes into the tribes.
Right.
Tribes. But I mean, this first of all, the concept, anyway, the subject matter has to be unpacked a whole lot more. Let me say that from the beginning.
Right.
The only place I've seen that there's like 2 places that I seen Baba talked about and like give a list or any indication of what that was. God, I said, Khalil Lowe, tell me what you want to build on in the comments, guys, so we can make sure it's in tune with what we're doing. And then I send you the link. That's what I said. Come on, tell me something. The history and divine design. What's that? Yeah, intelligent design, divine design, plot of aliens. And I got this right here, right? So it's crazy is when I was just reading in the Sacred Feminine about the hermaphrodites, Baba is not insinuated. He's saying that the beings from Sabatat and the beings from Sa'ahat were hermaphrodite and hermaphrodites. Did you get that?
Yeah, I mean,
don't be.
No, I'm with you. I'm about to hold up. I got another reference.
Yeah, because he said, he spoke of the offsprings of those beings from Sirius star system XXY and Orion star systems XYY. But then later on, he revisited it again, and he said those of the males from Orion and those of the females were the deities. For the females from Sirius were the deities that opened the vortex and the wormholes to the stars. I said, hold up now. Hold up. Hold up now. Why are we looking for the gatekeepers? Because they know the key. They know the vibrations to open up the wormholes and locate the wormholes to the stars. Or Mahatri on deck. Word.
Roll back, man.
Mukdal. What's going on, girl? How you been?
I'm great. How are y'all doing?
I'm good.
Okay.
What's happening? We talk about the So, do you bear witness that that the Syrians, the beings from Sirius and the beings from Orion are hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites? What we got on that?
You asking me if I bear witness?
Yeah. Can we, according to the doctrine, do we have the affirmation on that?
According to the what Baba called the gender chart.
The gender chart.
Yeah.
You know which actual fact he talking about, right?
Now I was going to say which one that's in.
Tahuti's vision.
Tahuti's vision.
It's in one of the first actual facts. And it's also in one of the newest scrolls where he talks about the XYX, the YXY, and he shows the actual seal, the gender seal.
Yeah, in the back of it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that can be found in Genetic Kiss, but he give a more he give a more detailed description in the Tahuti's vision, because he explains the mind and how it although it may manifest, as a masculine or feminine gender physically, but what it is in its spiritual essence, it doesn't change. Like the whole concept of when a person is physically masculine but spiritually feminine.
Guardians and
but the mind itself, it doesn't change. So it doesn't matter if a person, what they manifest as physically, because the mental is what determines actually what the being is.
What the being is.
Right. So that's in actual fact number 10, Tahuti's vision. And he explains that there's 7 different expressions of the genders or the genetics or the different sexes. How you have the XX, the XY, the XYX, the YXY, the XXY, and the YYX. But then he also shows that same seal, the illustration of that same seal dealing with the genders.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's definitely powerful. Yeah.
And don't forget that goes back into the guardians and the gateways.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You said you got that? You want to send me a copy?
Who?
Talk about because the video, right? Did you read the update? There was an update that was released. You remember that, Halif, right? The
No, I
update
don't.
on Guardians in the Gateway.
Oh, you talking about with Bastet?
Yeah.
Sure, right.
But there was one that was written out too. It wasn't the same joint that she did that she read. It was a little different. But yeah, that's a very listen, that's a key element, right? And it's really explained why they're trying to pervert the doctrine, the culture, the tribe, and the master. Because that's the key to getting the hell out of here.
So I don't know if you make a reference to, these people, quote unquote, the conscious community or whatever.
I'm talking about all the attackers wherever they laying at.
Okay,
whether,
so
whether it's blood, whether it's the agents, whether it's I'm talking all the above.
So every time someone sheds light on Baba's innocence, that's when these people start to there's a period of time when they're quiet, when it appears as if nothing is happening within our community, like we're dormant, or there's nothing happening. But the moment that there seems to be something happening in our community, something that's progressive, something that's moving forward, or there's some new developments, especially when it appears as if the master is about to be released, that's when they start attacking. That's when they go in full force, and it's like their effort is to just say he that whole guilty aura. They try to keep that energy on us. Like they cannot have it where Baba is, his innocence is being expressed and shown to the rest of the world. So they come forth and they just bombard us with their foolishness about what they think, what the case was, or how, they give their opinion on, what the case was and what happened in the case. And they want to tell us about transcripts and documents and who said what, and about recantments and so forth and so on. They want to control that narrative. They want to control it. So now that, certain information has been coming forth by way of certain people, by putting certain things out by way of YouTube, now I see the detriment, because the day or the hour, they don't know, because he's supposed to come like a thief in the night. So when we're voicing and expressing, the freedom of the master is imminent, this is not something that the world is supposed to be aware of, publicly, because the fact of him coming as a thief in the night, him coming without the awareness of the people that he's actually in our presence again, right? So when that happens, they all gonna be thrown off. They gonna be messed up. Like, he snuck through the back door.
Facts. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
He snuck through the back door. How did that happen? Because they have it as if he's not coming out.
They don't want.
That's how they have it fixed in their brain.
That's right. That's right.
Which goes to what you were saying earlier about people stepping out and thinking that they got the whole formula about how this thing is supposed to go, and start running off and creating more chaos and confusion about what it is we supposed to be doing. At this point in time, we 21 years past the renewal of the cycle. We supposed to have unified. But we created more confusion, more division, and separation amongst us.
Ego driven. All ego driven. Everybody trying to get in position and then not knowing what to do with it. It's not knowing what to do with it. They lose their mind and want to go right back to the Mukasu way of doing things. Whoa.
That's that dependence. That's that dependency. You know, when you've been, you know, doing particular, you know, you got certain habits, you know.
Program.
We want to put it like but you know, in particular when you have an addiction, right? Which is one of the things that he's explained, you know, about maledictions and maladies and practices, you know, things that are just abnormal or just defective things. You know, we just have an addiction for these things, you know, and through that addiction, you know, they just keep falling back into the same. It's cyclical, you know. There's a period when there's dormancy, and there's a period when it's a flare. There's an inflammation of the activity of the disease. It just it shows its face, you know, and we got to get to the point where we got to eliminate the disease, man. We got to eliminate disease, the mental diseases and the physical diseases, you know, in order to, you know,
but at the same time, it has to exist, because at the same time, this high science, this potent, even though it's for the world and whoever could bear witness, it's only for those that qualify, that's going to receive it, internalize it, apply it, and make the leap. You know, it's not for everybody. Some people, they're gonna be right there in their face. They're gonna go to the fire, so to speak. Say, I don't care what nobody say. That nigga did it. Them niggas, when no matter what, you just got some nigga that gotta hold on to their lie. Like, I don't care. I'm saying, I think the way I feel, you know, because that's what I was saying earlier. They lead off with feeling. They lead off with what they think. They lead off with what they hear. They don't care about facts and facts and facts. They don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just a real sad situation, because here it is. Y'all niggas been worshiping the white man with his feet nailed on the cross since y'all could since you could walk and talk, right? And now you literally have brothers that have come and sacrificed their lives on behalf of you, and you want to throw them in the garbage because you lack the capacity to just sit, be patient, and ask questions to get the facts. Because you want it to be what you want it to be. Nah, I thought he said we was this. We was. I thought he said we was this thing. We was that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who told you to keep getting left back? Why you keep getting left back? Just keep growing. Knowledge is infinite. Get rid of the ceiling you putting on top of that. Asar Noon, what's happening? Rahul Bat, beloved, you want to add on?
Rahul Bat, Asar. How are all y'all doing?
That brother.
Good,
I'm chilling, man. I just, you know, I took a long time, a leave of absence, you know, because I had to work for the man and all that. You know what I mean? You know how it is.
It's all right, dog. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know,
you made the man work for you.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, it's crazy out there right now, bro. The stuff that I've been seeing on YouTube land, what's been going on these different platforms, it's crazy out there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did y'all see the one with Mike Bossy?
Nah, I seen the one with you know, Barber's sons and daughters lately. The ones that have been popping up. It was on there last night.
I seen
the
Cuban Missile Crisis. But look, he's another one. That platform he's on, right? Chucky Booker set that up. He's another one.
Are you talking about the dude that always talk about the pickle man?
Yeah, Sir Lawrence Morgenthau III. He the one who's running around, collecting everybody and putting them and selling them off to different platforms. You'll go over there. Yo, you go over there. The dude is a clown, man. Like, because we was dealing with things, right, on an intellectual level. The way we were presenting this unified front, they couldn't handle it in a response in the same mannerism, so they had to resort to sensationalism. They know it's more people that are ignorant and dealing with beliefs than there are people that are knowledgeable and are going to deal with intelligence and facts. And that's what they ran on. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I seen them joints. Yeah, God. So what's up? Yeah.
I just wanted to mention something, because I remember when you was before when you was doing the chant, you was mentioning about the dialogue on Sinai between you and Jabari in relation to the hermaphrodite and hermaphrodite information. Brother Jabari is not really, from the gist of what he was talking about, he was being real defensive.
Yeah,
he doesn't really understand the information and the capacity of the science on chromosomes, DNA, and all that. He's not really knowledgeable. He was talking about that in a sense that like we was trying to insult. The doctrine is insulting to various genders, and we're making up things based on the XX chromosome. And there's something I wanted to add to that it's a scientific fact based on medical and biological research that there are human beings with multiple forms of DNA. In fact, one of the things which the Mukaso refers to it as, he refers to it as an abnormality in their science, according to their science, and he refers to it as Klinefelter syndrome, right? And Klinefelter syndrome is caused by the presence of one or more extra copies of the X chromosomes in the male cells, right? This is you can find this on Wikipedia. It's called extra genetic material from the X chromosome interferes with the male sexual development, preventing the testicles from functioning normally and reducing the levels of testosterone, right? So they mention in this information on Wikipedia, they mention that this syndrome in particular, a person can have XXXY, right? XXYY, XXXXXY, right? It's various different variations of that. So when Baba was putting on to this information, a lot of people are not knowledgeable of biology and medical science. They're not fully aware. People, just because you might know things on Egypt and text based on Egyptian history and African history doesn't mean that you're fully knowledgeable. The term that Brother Jabari used in the show, well, I forgot exactly what he used, but the term that he used is a recent term. He was saying that
he was changing the nomenclature because that's what they do. They change the names of things so they could change the definition for the new generation and cut them off from the root.
Exactly, because he's saying that hermaphrodite and hermaphrodite was never used.
Yes,
he said these are terms of insult. These are insulting terms.
Yeah, he's following with the LGBTQ campaign, with them changing the verbiage that's being used to define and describe things. But Jabari, I like Jabari, but he's a religious dude.
Yeah, I like him too. He's a very humble, respectful brother. I gotta give it to him.
He ain't gonna like hearing this, but he was nowhere near qualified to talk about this subject matter, which is why I let it go. I let it go. Sinet is like, leave it alone, leave him alone. That's my man. I'm like,
okay. Real quick. You are astute in the glyphs though, right?
Tua.
So in the glyphs, there is representation of androgyny in the within the culture of the within the Kemetic culture, right?
Yes, in the sense of they mention sexual beings as far as the Khemenu, the Agdad. So they mention beings of various nature in which they're androgynous in the text, and this filtered out. If you go to what they refer to as the Gnostic teachings, they have a gospel called the Gospel of the Egyptians, and in the Gospel of the Egyptians they mention a sexual state of and a sexual origin of human beings in that text. This is mostly found in the Hermetica as well. This is found in the Hermetica, which part of the Gnostic doctrine comes out of. So this is nothing new. I would think that Brother Jabari, being the fact that he would consider himself a scholar and an Egyptian priest, he would know these things. But he would be familiar.
Same thing. He's looking like any other priest would be looking, which is confirmation of his doctrine. And anything else is going to be pushed to the side. His introduction to ancient Egypt and Talmudic doctrine is the Hellenistic concept coming from Europe, the Greeks.
Not even just that. It's also dealing with the modern scholarship of the biasness of the Mukasu. Yes. But the fact also is, and this is one thing Baba says, you have to let the text and the records speak for themselves. You have to let the people, in other words, don't talk for the Egyptians. Let the Egyptians talk for themselves based on the evidence that we have. And the evidence shows that they understood that there was such thing as androgyny. There was such thing as what they refer to as a sexual being. They mention this in the text. So the fact that that's mentioned, Brother Jabari is in denial to a degree because he's not going to the text. He's just saying that it's not true and this is pseudoscience, right? Then you have to say that when Atum is referred to as the great He-She, what does that mean? What does that mean when Atum is called the He-She? And it's given a reference to a sexual character. You see? So these things are misunderstood on the fact that they're not reading the text. They're not going into the information that speaks of these things, and they're speaking from their own authority or based on the misconception of the biasness of the Mukasu scholars that had misrepresented this information.
I agree. I definitely agree.
But does anyone remember the books where I think it was ancient Egypt and the pharaohs, where Baba explained that Aton had breastises, and he also had, the elongated head, skull, but he said that he also had a very small male,
genitalia.
Yeah, and there was a specific name, and Baba gave the actual medical name for that condition, right? And he also said
the frolic syndrome.
Yeah, but it was named after a man, but yeah, right. But he also said that even with Happy, right, and the class he spoke on it. But he said if you look at Happy, who was the ruler of the North and the South, and whose symbols were right there, he said that Happy also was symbolized as a being with breasts also.
And a driving being. That's why I brought that up. Exactly.
Correct.
That's exactly why I brought that up.
And
then
said, huh?
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying. I was going to add that there's people born. That what he was reading earlier, the brother, the Amotef, success. He was saying that, and based on the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was saying that there are people born like this on this planet.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a show. I think we was talking about it, Halif. I was telling you, there's a show called Why the Last Man that's on right now. It's a current show. And something happened. A virus hit the planet, and all the men died. All the beings with Y chromosomes. Let me say, because they were upset over classifying all the men as dying, because there was a lot of people that were classified as women that died also because they were YXYs or XYXs, and they died also. And that was deep because the sister that's a geneticist, she was explaining that there were women that literally had testicles that never dropped, and they had Y chromosomes, and they were classified as women their whole life. But when the virus hit, they were just as affected as the men, and they passed off. So that right there took me back to a book that I read when I was in school called The Second Sex by this Mukasu called Simone de Beauvoir, and this is written in 1949, but it's breaking down all the different types of sexes in the planet and how they're like hermaphrodites, hermaphrodites, and all the different variations and levels of hermaphroditism and hermaphrodite. So it's like, like when you get into this gender situation, you start to understand why Bob was like, boom, if they're spiritually, whatever they claim to be spiritually, that's what they are, basically, regardless of the physical shell. You know what I'm saying? That's what Bob was saying. He emphasizes that. He emphasizes that because inside the 33 commandments, he's like, look, a masculine spirited in a feminine body can't be with another masculine spirited and feminine body. He's like, nah, you got to be with a feminine spirit in a feminine body. He says it is like a masculine male or masculine spirited in a masculine body can't be with a masculine spirit in another masculine spirit in a masculine body. You have to be with a feminine spirit in that masculine body. So he literally talking about it right now. Like, so it's not something that's back then. He's like, we don't do that. So it's really saying that's why we having this conversation. I've seen a couple of brothers. Oh, y'all still talking about this mush mash babble stuff? Yeah, brother. We sorry you can't read past the 7th grade level. I apologize for that. Eisenstadt should have taught you better. You know, the little white Jewish lady. She should have spent more time with you. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, the mere fact that there are people walking around in society today, you know, and people give birth to these people, and it's been hidden. It's been hidden for the most part during the early periods in European history. A lot of these people that were born this way were either killed off, or taken out, because this is something that they couldn't explain, and it went against their biblical interpretation.
They have nothing for that. That's a fact.
You know,
they have nothing for that. A lot of them became like eunuchs, and they used them in the brothels and stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they did that to a lot of them. They do that. The Arabs and stuff do that. So break down. Let me ask you, what's your position on the 9 species of the Nagaru?
You talking to me?
Yes, two. I'm talking to you. Whoever wanted to, but we're gonna start with you. The 9 species. What information you have? But I got this right here, right? And it breaks down the 9 species of the Nagaru, but it talks about them, the 9 species, and the living places, like the different environments that they dwell. Basically, it's the Kamatu. When you talk about the dwellers, Kabatu, yes. Kabitu, right?
In the book called Fa'a'ik Mukwanu Pa Mukmin Salal, the supreme beings of the Melaninite race. He mentions the 9 various species, but there's an actual brother on Facebook, YouTube, who has a video who mentions about a geological survey and genetic study in Africa.
That's a fact.
And he literally speaks about the same thing that Baba said. He said that there's 9 variations of genetics in Africa for the Negroid race. There's 6 for the Mukasu, and there's like 3 variations for the Mongalo.
Was that the brother that had the map?
Yeah,
no, his name is Dr. Robert Shaw, I think.
Yeah,
so, what's his name?
Dr. Robert Shaw, I think. The brother just mentioned.
Shaw. Okay.
So, you know, what Bob is saying is a scientific fact, you know, in the book, but he's mentioning how the variations come about. He's mentioning in this book, this actual fact, which is series number 27, right? That how the variations came about, like you said, by environment and due to evolution.
Yeah.
Various forms of evolution or whatever. So
I got a question real quick. Hold that thought. Does anyone remember the brother that teaches in Jersey? The elder? What's his name?
Sobek.
What's his whole name?
I forgot his whole name, but I know him as Sobek. Kind of slenderly brother with the dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sobek.
Okay. Carry on, brother.
In the this particular book, right? He mentions that the species variations come about by way of the original people that were born out of original Sands people, the Bushmen, on page 55.
What's the name of the book?
It's called the Supreme Beings of the Melaninite Race. Fact number 27.
Got you.
So he says the first race. This is page 54, verse 251. So he says, I'm gonna start from 247. All of these traits of the genetic markers are found in the Sands people of South Africa, and when these unique traits are no longer visible in the Salalu races of natural nature, it is an indication of how washed out each species has become. The Sands people are the Tides of Botswana. They are also known as the Kalahari Bushmen, who are of Zimbabwe. These people have all the genetic markers which you see as traits in the human race. They have the nappy hair wabad of the Nagaru, the epicanthic fold of the Asians, the creases of the brow of the Aborigines, and the chin of the Indians. The first race of the Nagaru Negroids, who have 9 species and seats. The next race is the Aborigines, who have 8, the Dravidians, who have 7, and the Asians, who have 3 species. So he's talking about these variations. Now, mind you, that these variations that he's talking about is different hair textures, skin colors, variations of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So he's discussing these features and heights. as well, the different heights. So he's saying that the Sans people, the original non-ether beings that manifested on Earth by way of the seas, he's saying that these beings have all of the 9 features.
Absolutely.
You see?
Absolutely. That was one of the that right there was one of the things that I had and I brought up with the dude Basia, because he was this some a year or so ago, because he was like Baba, he was like the master teacher keep recycling the same information and that he never introduced anything new. And I literally brought that up. I said, well, show me this throughout the doctrine. You can't find that nowhere. This is something brand new that he introduced to us and during the new doctrine. But go ahead, though, God. I apologize.
Yes, many of new things that the master explained about. The first time I never heard a person explain why the speed of light is constant and it can't go faster than itself. I never heard a person mention that. That's mentioned in Pagatut the Gate.
Also, emotional energy.
Yes, emotional energy as well. He mentions how the speed of light, the reason why it doesn't exceed itself is because the barrier, ether is the barrier.
Exactly.
So I never heard no scientist, no physicist mention that at all.
Ether is the barrier.
Yes.
Shut it down. And what he did on the flip side, he said, "Why we can't, and we can't, in our dreams we slow down because we can't move past the speed of light."
Exactly.
He said our dreams
Yep.
we always moving slow because we moving at you can't get past that speed of light, that barrier right there. That's crazy.
So in the rest of the book,
that whole non-species thing, right?
Yes.
So from those physical characteristics, we know we got physical ethers as well as the so we know with the spiritual ethers we have the physical ethers as well, which is where the physical characteristics and the the traits that shows the mutation of the gene, right? I spoke with you about this before, Shetty. So we know that that each of the races are manifested out of their morphic genetic fields, right? He explains in a dimensional shift about the morphic genetic field, the field of consciousness, and the spheres from which these races came about, by way of the Agdads and then the Enneads, right?
The Enneads, that's right.
And the Setzetsu, right?
Yes.
So he explains about the DNA. Many of it says, so what?
Where we at? Where we at?
I'm back in dimensional shift, right?
Oh yeah. That's one of our favorites.
Back in
Yo, is that my
dimensional
dimensional shift, beloved? I let you borrow it. You ever gave it back? I don't think that's.
I
can't find the big one.
It's my favorite chapter.
Upgraded. I know it's your favorite. I know it was my favorite too.
That's the extent. You talk about the extended edition.
Yeah,
the second one that came out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so we know that the original beings that were on the planet were actually before the Sans people actually were developed or even planted in the into the waters for them to come onto the land and things. That the original beings that came here were from Cyrus and Orion.
Yes.
They were the original that stepped on here. They he said they manifested as the soul and the spirit beings. They manifested in the etheric form and took on a body. They took on a physical body, and then the Sans people they manifested later. So, and here in Dimensional Shift, he speaks about the morphic genetic fields of consciousness. I'm at verse 247. He said the 2 spheres of the 8 became the morphic genetic patterns for the Sabbatu Enneads, who repressed the earthly counterparts of the higher groups of 8, the Keminu, the Agdar. So he's saying that out of the Keminu came the Subzetu, and we know that by way of when we get to Atum. Atum is a product of Nun and Nuntet, and from Atum came Tefaf Natat, Shawal Natat, Gabab, Ashar, Arashtat, Satak, and the Babtet Hatet, right? Who came from the higher beings, Nun Nuntet, Hetet, Ket Kektet, Amun Amuntet.
Sure.
The above became patterns for the next 5. Insatatui, Hatui, Dwamut, Afaf, Kabah, Sanu Afaf, who came from the 5th person, hard. These 5 morphic genetic fields became the 5 physical races: the Negroids, the Dravidians, the Mongoloids, the Neutrinoids, and the Caucasoids, all to evolve from the etheric race, the root race, the Negroids, right? So now we know that these races, based on that, were developed out of their morphic genetic fields, right? Which determine what their physical characteristics would be, their physical traits, their DNA structure, how, as far as the hair, the skin tone, the eyes, and all of that, the blood, so forth and so on, right? So, and you spoke about history earlier, right? So in history, it talks about how
history and the intelligent design, divine design,
right,
on 84, page 84 and 85 it goes. But it speaks about them as
so
well
from
as
verse 356, right? In history, it says the specific creative powers that I, Baba Yanun, have found in the sun, moon, and earth, and in this whole solar system and universe, right? Let me go back a little further.
Yeah.
He says, what of this universe and the place and the things and the people that is here? Well, Wusabat deals and indeed teaches on origins of persons, places, and things and races of humanoids, and the separation of each species are no exception. So in verse 353, right, he says, Wusabat deals and indeed teaches on origins and person, places, and things. That's something that he stressed to us when he we released the Right Knowledge series, right? Dealing with the Bible interpretation and explanation. When you go to the book Breaking the Spell, he talks about, how Nuwapo dealt with the sciences, the origins of what? Oceans, planets, suns, things of that nature. This science, it deals with the origins and basically what represents what, and the connections that it had to the planet and the life forms that were on the planet. Right. So now in verse 354, he says, when a universe first comes into being, what is at the origin of a universe? In and of the omniverse, it is void of flesh and blood creatures. Therefore, there is no physical individuals, female and male persons to start any race of people in the universe, grown in and of the omniverse. So in actual fact, at the beginning of this universe, at its birth, death did not exist. Therefore, death was surely no threat to life anywhere in this universe. The specific creative powers that I, Bobby Yanun, have found in the sun, moon, and earth, and in this whole solar system and universe, and Negroid beings of this universe, the original persons on this planet Earth, became flesh and blood beings called overseers and Netiru and Netaru Tak, right? Who originated by way of Orion and Cyrus star system. This is where you talking about those 12 that came from Cyrus and the 12 that came from Orion. They came
Yeah.
first, right?
Yes.
the first
He
one.
said,
That's right.
to grow this sun, moon, and earth thought into beings from themselves. So they grew the sun, they grew the planet, and they grew the moon through thought.
In, in the etheric state, because that's what he mentions. He mentions that introduction, because right now, when we're dealing with the series of the parts of rock and actual facts, he's being more detailed of what he was introducing us into in the 90s.
Right.
By way of the Right Knowledge series, like you explained.
Right.
And he's in the tablets, chapter 1, he gives a brief introduction to what this doctrine would be in the future. When he explains it in tablet 1, chapter 1, the creation, right? And he explains in verse 13, he said, Nuwapu informs you that there were 3 creations, original primary creation.
Right.
Primus being the first, before the lightest atom. Hydrogen energies existed as a form of energies existing in the form of gases, 9 levels of them, from quarks to biops to zetas or zealous, referred to as subatomic energy before weight, before the sum of any weight, and we know weight is dealing with density. Registering as nothingness, see, not existing, yet existing in being lighter than the first form of existence, hydrogen. So this goes along with what the brother is just reading. This confirms that the doctrine is it's consistent throughout what he's been writing throughout the years, from not even back in the 60s. It's a consistent thing when he's dealing with the science of Wu Sabat and how these things
the
created.
problem is people have been so conditioned into school, right? And they've been taught to how to read based on the curriculums and the methodologies that they've been given. So that is what their mental capacity as far as comprehension is able to go. A lot of people get confused when they read Baba's books because they don't understand the methodology about how he, in one book, he talks about several different subjects. He don't just speak on one thing, and the book could say one title, and he could be talking about 5 different other things, subject matters within that book.
You be looking for that thing that the title is
right. You looking for that?
No doubt.
That's in the last page,
No
last
doubt.
paragraph.
He added a little extra. He always add a little extra in the books.
So they get confused as to what is he talking about. Like they don't understand the science of the reasoning to reason out how in one piece or a piece of information in one book, and how you can find it within a whole nother book that you don't even think that the subject matter is even covering. You looking at another book, reading something else, but
the master's just being comparative. He's comparing one form of information to the other to show you that this goes along with something. There's a connection and a bridge between one form of information and another. And people normally they get confused because they don't know where he's going with it.
Right, because their mind is conditioned to see things linear and not see things circular. They don't have the ability to reason. So I'm gonna continue reading because it's gonna get into those 9 different species that I was talking about. And so it says, the sun, the moon, the earth thought into being from themselves. That is by 9 reasons plus the 9 rules and cycles of absolute natural nature, or the whirling birthed the world to world. And originally they prepared their children to live in any place here on this planet, or inside it, or under its waters. And they were of the one made 9 minds, 9 people, 9 dwellers. One dweller on land, another dwells in the sky, another dwells beneath the waters, another dwells in caves, another dwells in hills, another dwells on deserts, another dwells in ice, another dwells in trees, another dwells in forests. These were the 9 dwelling places of Tasu Akkad, the 9 mind conceptions. Why you see so many features in your own race, yet one people? There are 9 distinct features in our own race. After the planet was healed, many died off, yet the mixing resulted in today's 9 distinct features of our race that can be said of the other 2 races, 3 of the Nagal Nad, the Mongoloid, and 6 of the Caucasus Nad. As you compare today to the 3 major races and the numerous subdivision races of human beings called the planetary nations, or on planet ET, or planet extraterrestrials. I'm gonna jump from there, right? He says, a couple of verses down, he says, the very fact of a finite beginning caused by and guided by a divine mind, or minds who existed before and beyond this one universe. Divine beings who were involved in the growing of this universe and the flesh and blood life within it, and they intervene in humanoid lives, both good and evil. To grow or create life from non-life cannot be done. Scientists have tried and have utterly failed. The rules of natural nature of biogenesis declare that life can only come from life, not random chance or just say being it is. They now all know of the matrix and its intricate mathematical rules that determine the movement and motion and the expansion of this universe. So everything had to be just right from the very start, well planned, everything from the value of fundamental forces, everything like electromagnetism and gravity, to the relative masses of the various subatomic particles, to things like the number of neutrino types at time of the moment to the second, which the universe has to know already at 9.45 seconds. So basically he's referencing again the morphic genetic field, the field of consciousness that which the Neteru, as the overseers, they are the controllers of this. So in intelligent design, divine design, right? He explains earlier in the book before he even gets down to I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so he says he talks about the morphogenetic field, right? He says each month they are finding new things about the human races, each unique. Each race has their own unique grouping. The black race has 9 species. The brown race of Aborigines has 8 species. The brown race of Indians has 7 species. The red race of Caucasoid females has 6 species, and their other or white race of males have 5 species. The subraces have has 4 species that live inside Earth, and the yellow race of Asians has 3 species. This can be seen in each different characteristics of their race. Whatever in ultimately discovered next to be the underlying cause or pattern of development in each group of people, it's clear that morphic fields or social groups mixing of body fluids or seeds connect group members, put each out of sync with their own original. It should be put each other in sync with their own original. Body vibration affects their bodies and minds as well as health. Even when spread even when separated or far apart, and provide channels of communication affecting the genome at a distance. No matter how far away you are from your own race, you are still linked. Even your ancestors who have crossed over, or the aliens who mix their DNA with yours, such as in the case of us Africans, those overseers from Orion and Cyrus, our own ancestors, right? He says, that's when he gets into the whole epigenome. He was
Yep.
talking how the environment is affecting uh our genetics, and how it's basically morphing the genetics based on the environment in which we're in. So that goes back to the whole thing about the cave, the hills, the deserts, the forests, the trees, so forth and so on. Now, if you take into account, he has in this book, as well as in the Proverbs of Yanun, right? There's a chart, or a map rather, right? And he shows Egg Island, right? And then he shows from the Okavango swamps to the Kalahari Desert how when they were thrown onto the land and they had to evolve from being thrown onto the land, right? And being in the swamps to going into the desert, right? So there he's showing you the map, right? Because we know that down in sands or down in South Africa, right? That's where the haplogroup, the L0, L1, L2, that's the mitochondrial DNA. That's the root of it right there, right? So then as it is going up, as they're traveling up uh through South Africa, we say South Africa, we'll say Zimbabwe or Botswana or Namibia. Then you start to go toward Tanzania, and you start to go toward Kenya or the Congo. And he made reference to in the Akashic pardon the tongue tie. In the Akashic records, he shows an illustration where from the Sands people, you get a separation from the Wadabi people and the Afar people. That the people who travel from when they reach Central Africa, that's where you got a separation. There was a mutation, a split took place, and then they begin to migrate even more. And then when they migrated into these different regions, other ethnic groups begin to develop. This is where we get the different forms of, or the different stock of the pygmy people, right? That was
Yes.
one that's one group, right? And then remember, he also mentioned about the tall and the short, how
Yes.
when they met each other, right? But when they met each other, they noticed their differences, but they also noticed what they had in similarity, and they were able to, you know,
Yeah, work together.
cohabit
And
together.
That's right.
you
They
got
were
to take
able to
into mind
cohabit
too.
together.
He because some people think that this Egg Island stuff is new as well. He mentioned that the Riskians went to Antarctica, the Parmarazaku, and by way of Panataru, while the Panataru came through much later. But that these particular Riskians, these scientists, that came here millions of years ago, and Antarctica was a different place at the time. They came here and set up a base, right, on the Wapia in Antarctica, and he mentions it in Shambhala and Agrata. Exactly. He said that yes, the story of Rainbow City, because he's speaking about Rainbow City,
right,
and having to flee their planet and find salvation on other planets. It's not a new one. This is page 24 of Shambhala and Agrata. That is the story of the beings that are called the Riskians, right? So he goes on. He says, wait up, let me find it. So he says that they had to leave, having to leave their planet and take refuge on Mars, right? In the Milky Way way on to Kimar. That's another place in the Arcturus, onto Arcturus, which is Kilthum, onto Pleiades on Hamdun, and onto Orion on Munzil. So in this book, he's showing you that the Riskians they left when they left Ilion or Alu, they left and they inhabited other places. One of the places that they went to, if you read the Black Book too, they mentioned that they went to the planet called Sibtu, right? And that Sibtu was the link between Aru or Ilion and the Sirius A and Sirius B. It was a link between these two gateways, and that these Riskians went to Sibtu. When they went to Sibtu and they went to Sa, they according to what the master teacher says in the Black Book too, he says that in order for them to be able to go to other worlds, they had to create different bodies.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that experiment that occurred here on this planet dealing with the Sands people was one of those experiments.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They had to create bodies so that they can create a species that can inhabit this planet.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to add that in there so that people could get a clarification on why Antarctica was the place and how it was it was a research station. It was basically a research station, right? And this is what the Nun Project from the Black Book 1 is all about. That was part of the Nun Project.
Right. And it was the whole thing about them, the three geneticists.
Baba mentioned it before too. The three you talk about, the Amun, Atum, and all them.
Right,
yeah.
That's the whole that was what the Doom Project was about. It was the three geneticists, which explains exactly from them having, to relocate into other star systems. So they had to create bodies in which they can inhabit in order for them to survive until they was able to reconstruct or
remend the star system.
And the star system. And that's what's going on now. Matter of fact, you brought up the mission to Mars with the Don Cheadle. They literally depict that with the extraterrestrials that seeded the planet on their way back home through the Stargate, and they collecting all the seeds that they was forced to mix with different species and different bodies, and that coincides with the whole light beings and relinking and being able to leave and get on out of here.
Because you got to understand too, when Baba was there in the research that Emery found. Right, because I can mention it now. That's one of the things that you're gonna be looking into. The script that is mentioned in Is Jesus God, and in the book, the introduction of the El's Holy Torah.
The heavenly script. That's the angel script, right?
When they show the tree script.
The tree script.
Remember what they said Tuhuti wrote in the tree script? Right, that script that they're talking about. They refer to that the Arab historian Ibn Washir was in one of his historical books that speaks about the history of scripts and Syriac and all that, and many of the languages of the East. That script is referred to as the script of Mars. It's called the script of Mars, and it was one of the scripts of the ancient Sabaeans. So the ancient Sabaeans had multiple, these ancient people that inhabited these lands, they had various scripts. So you'll find that that's referred to as the script of Mars. That was found also in the research. And you got to remember, it was said that Tahuti created the tree script. You see what I'm saying? It says that in the book, is Jesus God. So there's many things that the master is putting things out. He puts things out so that we can be able to think. Yeah, the tree script is referred to by the Ibn Washir, the Arab historian, refers to it as the script of Mars. He has a book called the Book of Languages, the History of Languages. Right? So it's a lot of things that Baba's putting out, right? And so remember, he said our language was spoken on Mars. Remember, he said that. He said our language was spoken on other worlds. Right? He said that in the update. So he said, your language is not new. He said, your language is not new. It was spoken by other people. And remember, he gave clues when he said the Riskians were speaking to him when he was channeling him. They were speaking to him in Musbatia and what we know as Nwapoi, but we also refer to as Musbatu. They were speaking in that language. You see what I'm saying? So it's no coincidence that that Yanun, he reveals who Yanun is when he in the introduction of the book, the 9, and he explains that Yanun is also referred to as Atum, right? So we know now that being that Atum was part of the Nun project, Yanun, that means Yanun was he was one of the scientists that was sent here to see this planet.
That's probably why he said, y'all all gonna call me father when it's all said and done.
Yes, because his original genes was used. He was one of the scientists that used, because it says Atum in the history of Atum in the Egyptian text. It says he took his phallus and he seeded the Nun, the celestial waters, right on top. So what the text is expressing is that he was one of the beings that was responsible for seeding the planet by way of the genes of the Riskians, who mixed the genes with reptilians and other species, because this was predominantly a reptilian planet already. Yes. So they mixed the Riskian genes. That's what he was saying in the update. They mixed the Riskian genes with DNA of androgynous beings and all that, so they could survive in the waters here. And then eventually evolve, as time went by, they would evolve as, that's what Baba was saying, the Netaru or Nethartat and the Netaru are Riskian beings they're Riskians that lived on Sirius. Those are the Riskians that lived on Sirius and Orion. They moved when they traveled.
They had to escape, when they had to leave.
See what I'm saying? So the Netaru would be like the police force. The police force are the overseers that are responsible for the life forms that they grow on different worlds. So this is what he's discussing. He's showing you, he's giving us this narrative to explain the history. And this is why he always asks the question, who do you think I really am to you? You always say this, who do you think I am? Right? And it's like back to the Jewish thing again. The question comes up again. How did the Jews know about Yanun? How did they know that? How did they know that? Right? They were privy to Egyptian information. That's the answer to the question. They were privy to Egyptian text and knew about, and many of the Hyksos people, many of the mixed seeds were priests in Egypt, and when some of these priesthoods went rogue and information left this area, it dispersed into other lands, and they were Egyptian provenances in Canaan as well. They were Egyptian. The Canaanite people were subjugated by way of the Egyptian military, and so they had Egyptian teachings and priesthoods and all that was in other areas outside of the continent of Africa. So this knowledge was known. Many of these secrets and stuff like that were preserved by various societies. You see what I'm saying?
Listen. I'm stopping this right now. This is going. You're going too far, Star.
All right.
You're going too far. Whoo! Those was exclusive bombs. Some of this stuff, matter of fact, I hate you in the private chat. I told you, chill, you shut it down.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, look. I'm inviting. Listen, we're about to get out of here. We got 3 hours and 15 minutes in. Okay, that's how this time when you moving at the speed of light, then everything slow down. You dig what I'm saying? Tomorrow, y'all gotta come through for this Throwback Thursday. We gonna have the elders up here. So my hot tweets show up.
Listen, look inside the chat group real quick, and you'll see 9 species of Nagaru that I posted.
Let me see.
Yeah. I see it.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. San, Wadabi, and okay, Nadib Afar, Dinka, Fulani, Masai, Kenya. Then you have subgroups of that. Okay.
So that would be the updated version of the Kabatu joint. The Kaminu was dealing with the because what in those same books that we was referencing, Halif, it was dealing with Baba literally gave the places where they were, the caves, like you was reading, the caves, the villages, the sand, but then he also gave the list of the names of the beings who that was. But he says, boom, he said, using 9 reasons, 9 in the rules, cycles of absolute natural nature, there were grown 9 original species out of the one called dwellers. And they dwelled in the water, cave, swamp, land, hills. This is what you just read. The 9 species are original as compared to today to the 4 major and numerous subdivision races, and the last, the white race. The original 9 species, that's page 84 in Intelligent Design, Divine Design. He said the original 9 species in page 85, he lists as Atum, Tefnut, Shu, Nut, Geb, Isis, Osiris, Nephis, Satuk. And they are from the sea onto the land by way of Nun Tat Nun, Hitat He, Kikak, Kek, Amun Tat Amun of Ptah. And these 9 deities were originated at different intervals of time, and over time came into existence in Africa, oversaw by Palmurazaku, the Riskians, or the Razaku, who sent Pamuntaru, the overseers. Since the original Aniads from the Agdoads, flesh and blood deities and blood and spirit, once grown or created, never cease to exist in spirit form of formula as long as this universe lasts. They never cease to exist. You know what I'm saying? So, and it says the Agdoads are octave beings, and the Enneads are the 9 beings. Ending this line and beginning onward of the same, never ending, is at the horizon, Horus of evolution, and on seed after seed. So it's giving you this the pipeline that the blood is going through, and they never cease to exist spiritually in an etheric realm as long as the universe. Because like we was going back to the tablets, it was them that created and grew the universes. In their etheric form, you know. So, all right. So I said stop. It's over. Hold on, I'm putting that away. So let me show some love to my peoples. I want everybody to come back tomorrow. I'm gonna have the elders and Irvin. What's the guy name? Khalil. He was mad. He wanted to get on. I kept asking him what he gonna talk about. You gotta give me because he be wilding sometimes. Come back tomorrow, Khalil, so you can ask the elders some questions. Mahatwi, come back tomorrow. I want you to be on the panel. We're gonna talk. We gotta walk through memory lane for all y'all brothers that went through all the different schools. We need to build with y'all. We need to ask y'all some questions. We need y'all to give us some of these stories. So I got some guys coming through. Mahatwi Silas, you welcome to come back through, family, and you can get on the panel too. So Asar and Halif, y'all can come through, but we're going to be asking the elder gods questions to walk us through memory lane. You know what I'm saying? So let me give my shout out to all the people. Thank you, the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Halif, Muhatwi, and Ray, Asar for joining the family. Bakari, what I do, beloved. Gabat, what I shook. I don't even want to say what I do. Kafuz, the ultimate reality. Oh, the last page of the actual fact, ultimate. What's that? A master secret or actual fact? The last page of Ultimate Reality blow everybody's religion doctrine off the water. Last page, right? Yeah, Kabrat wa Ashuk, Muisa, Kafuz, Irvin Al, Fadalucci. Oh, okay. Kabrat wa Ashuk, Kafuz again. Hold on, I'm going because y'all was making. I'm happy I was so interactive. Go back through, get the book of languages, the tree script. Go research this stuff, y'all. Go research this. DJ Buddha Show. Okay. CeeLo's, come back through CeeLo's Congress tomorrow. Kahil Low, come back through tomorrow, brother. You can ask some questions. I knew I seen you was dropping it up here. It's about what I shook to the family. I appreciate y'all, Roy Williams. Who else came through? Who's that? Anejib? Yeah. Anejib. Rabat, who I shook to you, beloved. I appreciate y'all because time is precious. You know, and we doing our best to spend this time together building and adding on, clarifying this doctrine, getting it all internalized. And again, I'm gonna want to reestablish the fact that Mondays, the brothers be doing the show. They be doing the show on the Clubhouse. So I'm gonna be on the Clubhouse. I'm advising everybody to come to the Clubhouse on Mondays, Tuesdays, beautiful sand, blue waters. We appreciate you, even though you can't understand, you know, what's happening here. You can always come through and ask questions. You know, Israel, always a pleasure, beloved. If you have any questions, tomorrow the elders is gonna be here. We got elders coming through. Y'all all come through, please, and build with us. And like always, man, look, it's our time. And if it's not Wu Sabat, then what is it? You know what I'm saying? if it's not us, then who? And if not now, then when? You know, I'm the humble brother. We here, man. We got, you know, we all expanding. We can succeed as a part of the all expanding and fail as individual persons and people, man. Wu Sabat is it, y'all. The science of sciences, science in sciences, and the master was sent by the ancestors that still got us in mind. All we got to do is follow the instructions, internalize, spread, and replace. Yo, it's our time, family. We could step right into this thing. So, like always, man, Kabat Washuk, peace and divine unconditional love to all the family. I appreciate y'all. Wadu Muisa. Tomorrow, come through. The elders I got, we're gonna do it up. All right, we out.
Wadu.
Wise
Wadu
Tahudi.
family.
Right back. Wise Tahudi.